time for Fresno Grizzlies baseball. Enjoy the Grizzlies all season long here on 1550 Sporting News Radio. Grizzlies baseball is brought to you by these corporate partners: Carl's Jr., Community Medical Center, the Fresno Bee, Miller Brewing Company, Supercuts, Central California Blood Center, Hyundai, The Elbow Room, Xbox 360, David Sunflower Seeds, and Best Western. It's now time to head out to the ballpark. Here's the voice of the Grizzlies, Doug Greenwald.
And a pleasant good evening, everybody, and welcome to Fresno Grizzlies baseball. I'm Doug Greenwald, coming to you live tonight. We're at downtown Grizzlies Stadium getting set for action. Game 3 of this 4-game series, the visiting Salt Lake Bees and the hometown Fresno Grizzlies. So far, it has been all Salt Lake, a 5-1 win here on Saturday, a 7-1 win here on Sunday afternoon. So the Grizzlies still slipping further into last place, 24-33, 8.5 games back of first place Tucson in the PCL Pacific Southern Division. Meanwhile, Salt Lake a 3-game lead in the Pacific Northern Division ahead of Portland at 33-23. Beautiful night for baseball here in the Valley. Temperature about 80 degrees, clear skies. And it is Monday Madness here at downtown Grizzly Stadium. 2 hot dogs, 2 sodas, and 2 field-level reserve seats for a total of just $14. So 7:05 tonight, then we go at 12:05 tomorrow to conclude the series and the homestand before we go to Colorado Springs on Thursday. Well, tonight, the Grizzlies, we mentioned, coming in with a losing record of 24-33, and they will send to the mound right-hander James Garcia, who has been one of the few bright spots this year in terms of record for any Grizzly pitcher. 4-2 this year. He'll make his 10th appearance all as a starter at ARA at 6.44. And Salt Lake will counter with Steven Shell, the El Reno, Oklahoma product, 2-2 with an ARA at 3.73. He'll make his 8th appearance and his 7th as a starter. Well, a man that's also been a bright spot for the Grizzlies this year on the mound, and that is left-handed starter Michael Tejera. 3 wins, 2 losses, an ARA at 2.59, which is 7th best in the PCL. And I had a chance to catch up with Michael Tejera before the ball game tonight, talking about a very interesting background he has. He grew up in Cuba, defected to the United States when he was about 15, and then later pitched for his hometown team, the Florida Marlins, none other than when they won the World Series in 2003. And we get a first-hand view of what it was like to play the Cubs and the Giants in the very exciting playoffs. Obviously, the Marlins went on to beat the Yankees in the World Series, but that really was anticlimactic compared to the exciting series they had against the Giants and the series that nobody will ever forget against the Cubs, including that fateful night in Chicago, Game 6, one that any baseball fan will not forget, the Steve Hartman incident and how things just fell apart for the Cubs when they were so close to what would have been their first pennant in almost 60 years. So Michael Tejera was on the other side for the Marlins, and he'll talk about that and talk about what life was like coming to the United States, defecting from Cuba. That interview when we get back on the Miller Lite pregame show.
Good afternoon. Thank you for calling Brewery. How may I help you?
Hi. I was wondering if I could return my beer for a refund.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, sir.
Well, it's not a big deal. I just bought a 12-pack for me and my friends, and I think they're defective. Like, they didn't have any taste. You know what I mean? Like, the beer didn't tasted like nothing.
And you want to go ahead and return those?
Well, let me ask you this. Does it ever happen where, like, the taste adder guy dozes off or something? Or, oh, my gosh, what if he was pulling a prank on us? That's brilliant. Is there a guy named Pete who works there? Because I got a buddy named Pete who used to glue quarters to the floor to watch people try to pry him up. Hysterical.
Listen, sir,
Well, I'll tell you what. No, thank you very much. I'm just going to go get a 12-pack of Miller Lite instead. I appreciate your help.
If you're going to choose on taste, choose the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less filling Miller Lite. Miller. Good call.
Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Live responsibly.
At Supercuts, we pride ourselves on listening to our customers, but there are exceptions. So what are we thinking today, Todd?
Let's shave it, except leave the words Todd Rules in the back. You know, in hair.
I don't think so.
All right. But hey, all my friends pay like $100 for their haircuts, so would it be okay if I did the same?
Yeah, that's not really Supercuts policy.
Oh, I got one. This side leave long, the other side bald. We can call it the 2 sides of Todd.
Saving them from themselves. Supercuts. Every time.
This week, before your busy schedule becomes even more hectic, the Central California Blood Center is asking you to please Take just an hour of your time and donate. This time of year, emergency room usage often rises due to recreational accidents and additional travel and vacations. We need your help to assure a strong blood supply is ready if needed. Please call 559-224-2900 and ask for a Central California Blood Center or mobile site closest to you. Your gifts of life can make all the difference for patients in Valley Hospital.
1550 KXEX, Sporting News Radio.
And welcome back to Fresno Grizzlies baseball. Doug Greenwald with you as the Grizzlies get set to play Game 3 of this 4-game series tonight against Salt Lake. And we're joined by Grizzlies starter Michael Tahir. And Michael, I know you're back in the starting rotation. You had a blister problem for about a week or so. You've also been in the bullpen this year. Which role do you prefer?
Well, I prefer starter. In all my minor league career, I've been a starter most of the time. Once I get to the big league, I've been doing both, starting, relieving. So, I'm kind of used to do anything, the team need me to do, but I prefer starting better.
And you have a very unique delivery. Your delivery is different to left-handed batters. You move over toward the first base side of the rim and come underhand or submarine style than it is to right-handers. How did you develop that?
Well, in 2003, I had a problem with left-handed hitters. So I had to come with something new against left-handers to be more successful. So, I talked to Pach Rodriguez. At that time, he was, the catcher for the Marlins, talking to a few people, left-hander guys. So we came out with that, just go further to the rover, to the first base side. So makes the angle to left-handed hitter more difficult for them to pick up the ball and just come for sidearm, for little down, like kind of submarine, like you say. And I think it's tougher than for left-handed hitter. It's been pay off for me a lot.
You mentioned Pudge Rodriguez. There's no doubt that he's going to be in the Hall of Fame. He's won numerous Gold Gloves. How was that like for you to be a young pitcher working with Pudge?
Oh, it was a great experience. Anytime like you say, you pitch, you throw against a catcher of the kind of catcher that Pudge Rodriguez is. It's a future Hall of Fame, and he's a great player overall. And most that it was a great experience for me because that year we ended up winning the World Series. So it was a great experience having him as a teammate.
You mentioned 2003. Nobody expected the Marlins to win the World Series. You were probably the last team people thought of the 8 teams that made the playoffs, and all those series were very dramatic. The Giant series, I know Giant fans don't want to talk about it, but that final game in Miami with a collision to play with J.T. Snow and Pudge, where were you at that time?
I was back in the bullpen. I was in the process, so I have to be in the bullpen. It's something fish. And once that final out, J.T. Snow was in second base, and I don't remember who was.
Eric Young was in.
Eric Young, I think he got a base hit to left field, and Jeff Anaheim came and made a perfect throw to home play. And once we see the Pudge have the ball, he lifts his hand with the ball on his hands. We all came out running, just hugging. That was an unbelievable experience there. I'm going to take on my career.
And then on to play the Cubs in the NLCS, and pretty much everybody was rooting for the Cubs. I mean, no one knew who the Marlins were, and everybody wanted to see the Cubs go to the World Series for the first time in 60 years. And you're down 3-1. After that 5th game, the Cubs had won pretty handily. What was the clubhouse like at that time?
Well, like you say, everybody was expecting the Cubs, even the Giants, to win. Nobody expected us to win. So we were down 3-1. I remember we'll go back to Wrigley, and it was going to pitch Wood and Pryor. So, like you said, we don't have anything to lose. Everybody, so the pressure was on them. And we had a great team that year. We had a great chemistry with the team, a lot of enthusiasm between us and the clubhouse. We always believe that we can, that we can do it. So we played together, we played hard, and it was fun. We were playing fun, and that's what makes us go to win the World Series.
Well, Game 5, you're down 3-1. Josh Beck had to pitch that 2-hit shutout against the Cubs. So then you go back to Wrigley and you're facing Mark Pryor, and you guys are down by 3 runs in the 8th inning. You're down to 5 outs, and I guess you were down to the bullpen at that time, but were you thinking, well, it might not happen, and all of a sudden we know what happened with Steve Bartman and the heir to Gonzalez, just everything started to go your way?
Yeah, actually, on the pitcher, we were in the dugout because it was too much cold to be out of the bullpen, so we were trying to be warming up in the dugout. You know, Castillo hit the fly ball to left field, and you know the fan Bartman, you know, he made the catch. Moises, I think he had a chance to catch that ball, but it was foul territory. And after that, Cabrera hit a ground ball to shortstop for double play, and Alex Gonzalez missed the ball. And you know, then Mordecai came with a 3-run double, and it was huge. It was an unbelievable game. It was like when that happened, you couldn't hear anybody on the stadium. It was so quiet, and we ended up winning the series in Wrigley Field. I mean, that was unbelievable, you know, making that step to go into the World Series. Actually, after we win, we were waiting at the hotel because Boston and New York, they were playing at that time, so we don't know where to go. So we were waiting in the hotel. Actually, we went to the airport waiting in the plane where to go, to either to New York or Boston. So finally, when Bull hit the home run, you know, the Yankees win, so we headed to New York.
And then on to the World Series title. Well, you, of course, been in the United States for about 12, 13 years now. You grew up in Cuba, and you were on a high school team that was on its way to Connecticut, but they had to go through Miami. And take us through your defection.
Yeah, well, I was with the Cuban national team, the juvenile team. So we were coming to it was the World Championship in Canada. So we were coming to New York, to Connecticut for like a week or so to play some game with some college guys for preparation towards the World Championship. And we left Havana and we stopped in Miami to get another play. And while we were in Miami, I had an uncle and an aunt that were there in the airport waiting for me just to see me. And you know, they started talking to me all the future that I can have in this country, and that I was going to be a professor for all my life. You know, we don't have that in Cuba. So after a while, I thought about it, and I made the decision, and it's the best decision I made in my life. Staying over here in the States.
And finally, when it's all said and done for Fidel Castro and he departs, would there ever be a thought of you going back to Cuba just to visit? Do you still have friends and family down there?
Yeah, I still, have a lot of family back there. I mean, my main family is here in the States with me, but I still have a lot over there. And I have all my friends that I grew up with in Cuba, and I wish someday I can see all them again, my family and my friends too. So I'm hoping for to that day came out to me. Just be available to see all them again. Like I say, hopefully it'll come. I mean, I'm still young. Fidel is getting older. I mean, he's been 40-something years there, and everybody's waiting for that. So hopefully I can go back to my country one day and see where I grew up. Walk around, hang out with my friend, my family. Just remember those times when I was a child.
All right, Michael, we're glad you're in the United States, and keep up the good work here. Let's get you back to the big leagues.
Okay, thank you very much. Hopefully, yeah, thank you.
All right, Michael Tejera, my guest on the pregame. Back with more in a moment.
Brewery, can I help you?
Hi. I just bought a 12-pack of your beer, and I think there's something missing in it. There's no taste in the beer. I mean, the bottles look normal, but
there's no taste?
Yeah, it tastes like fizzy water, the beer.
Okay.
So I was hoping maybe somebody in shipping could just hook me up with some flavor, like, I don't know, 12 packets of it, and I'll pay for shipping.
Sir, there's no
flavor. Is there like a flavor barrel or something? Or is there like a flavor distribution center in my neighborhood? I'll pick it up.
No, there's no center, but
I'll tell you what. I got some Miller Lights here. That'll do the trick. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Have a good day.
If you're going to choose on taste, choose the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Miller Lite, with more taste than Bud Light and half the carbs. Miller. Good call.
For 12 ounces, Miller Lite contains 96 calories, 3.2 grams carbs, 0.9 grams protein, 0 grams fat. Bud Light contains 6.6 grams carbs. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Live responsibly.
So, hey, Tom, you notice anything different?
Different how?
Well, they're bigger. Huh? Look.
What's bigger?
The breasts.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Take off that top. Let me see.
All right. Ooh. All right, what do you think? Yeah.
You're right. They're way bigger.
Yeah, they're 25% bigger.
Very impressive.
Yeah, I mean, I liked them the way they were before, but, hey, if you can get them larger.
Why not?
Exactly. Hey, you know what? Maybe you should go for the bigger breasts, too.
Oh, you think?
Absolutely. But just start with one, see how you like it.
One?
Or two. Bobby Kaczynski, he's got himself 3.
Bobby Kaczynski's got 3?
Well, he's a big man.
Are you serious?
It works for him.
Wow.
Bigger is better. Chicken breast, that is. The Bacon Swiss Crispy Chicken Sandwich. With a 25% larger chicken breast than our original Crispy Chicken Sandwich. New at Carl's Jr.
Hi, this is Pat Philippone. You're listening to the Fresno Grizzlies on 1550 Sporting News Radio, KXEX Fresno.
Special thanks to the left-handed starting pitcher for the Fresno Grizzlies, Michael Fajera, for joining us on the pregame show. And a guy that's still very young, just 29 years old, but a guy that has been through a lot, having defected from Cuba, and then up to the United States, joining the Florida Marlins, his hometown team. He ultimately grew up in Miami, and getting a chance to play on the 2003 World Series Championship Marlins squad. Thank you to Michael Tejera for joining us on the pregame show. Now it's time to take a look at the starting lineups brought to you by Supercuts. 25 locations in the Valley and growing. Call 1-800-SUPERCUTS for the store near you. For Brian Harper and the Salt Lake Bees, the first place Bees leading off, playing left field, Reggie Willits. Batting second and shortstop, Mysir East-Touris. Darren Erstead bats third. He plays center field. Batting cleanup at third base, Howie Kendrick. Nick Gorneau bats fifth. He is the designated hitter. Hitting sixth and doing the catching, Jeff Mathis. Batting seventh at first base, Mike Elward. Curtis Pride hits eighth. He is in right field. And batting ninth at second base is Casey Smith. On the mound tonight for the Salt Lake Bees, right-hander Stephen Shell. Willits, East-Touris, Erstad. Kendrick, Gorneau, Mathis, Elward, Pride, Smith, and Shell on the hill. For the Fresno Grizzlies, and manager Shane Turner leading it off, playing left field, Fred Lewis. Batting second and shortstop, just up from, traded to the Giants today and assigned to Fresno. Veteran shortstop Jose Flores. We'll obviously talk more about him as the game goes on. Daniel Ortmeyer bats third in center field. Getting cleanup at right field, Todd Linden. Chad Santos bats fifth. He is at first base. Hitting sixth, the designated hitter, Adam Shabala. The third baseman batting seventh is Juan Melo. Hitting eighth at second base, Jed Hansen. And batting ninth and catching Justin Knadler. On the mound, right-hander James Garcia. Lewis, Flores, Ortmeyer. Linden, Santos, Shabala. Melo, Hansen, Knadler with Garcia on the mound. Again, your starting lineups brought to you by Supercuts. 25 locations in the Valley and growing. Call 1-800-SUPERCUTS for the store near you. That'll do it for the Miller Lite pregame show. We'll take one last break in the back place of baseball on 1550 AM Sporting News Radio.
Listen up, Grizzlies fans. Here's your chance to score free tickets to see your Grizzlies in action and get low-cost internet access at the same time. The Fresno Bee is offering internet access for just $12.95 per month. Sign up for a full year and pay just $10.95 a month, and you still get all the perks, including 5 email addresses and unlimited internet access. Call 1-800-9100-BEE or go to FresnoBee.com to sign up today and receive 2 free tickets to a Fresno Grizzlies home game.
She wanted a baby.
We wanted a baby.
We tried.
Oh, boy, we tried.
Counted days.
Added up minutes.
Charted the moon.
The tides.
And then I realized.
You realized?
We needed
help.
So I said, let's go check out the Community Fertility Center.
After I mentioned it about 100 times.
I was really impressed that community medical centers have the only level 3 fertility center between Sacramento and L.A.
I explained level 3 is best.
Well, the Fact Community Fertility Center's been around since 1985, has a state-of-the-art embryology lab, and top specialists made them the only choice.
My only choice.
There's a lot more information at valleystork.org.
Yeah, you know how to turn on the computer.
Hey, I know how.
I'm just glad diapers aren't made with pins anymore.
1550 KXEX, Sporting News Radio.
Back here at downtown Grizzly Stadium, Doug Greenwald with you on 1550 AM Sporting News Radio. The Salt Lake Bees and the Fresno Grizzlies. Game 3 of this 4-game series. Again, so far it has been all Salt Lake, outscoring Fresno 12-2 through the first couple of ball games. Giants are at home tonight. They open a homestand against the Florida Marlins. Make their only regular season visit to San Francisco this year. And then Pittsburgh comes to town for 4. And as always, we'll keep you posted starting in the 7th inning on how the Giants are doing tonight. Noah Lowry for San Francisco and Brian Moeller for Florida. The Fresno Grizzlies have taken the field. We'll look at them defensively. From left to right, Fred Lewis, Daniel Ortmeyer in center field, and Todd Linden is in right. From third to first, Juan Melo. Jose Flores is at shortstop, Jed Hansen at second base, Chad Santos at first, and the battery consists of the catcher, Justin Knadler, and tonight's starting pitcher, the right-hander, James Garcia. For the 26-year-old from Torrance, California, down around Los Angeles, 4 wins, 2 losses, an ERA at 6.44. Makes his 10th appearance, all as a starter. So Reggie Willits, my series tourists, and Darren Erstad to get it started for the first place Salt Lake Bees, 33-23. 3 games up over Portland in the PCL Pacific Northern Division. Out of the windup is James Garcia, and the right-hander's first pitch of the game was a fastball taken for a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. And we're underway on this 80-degree evening. For Willits, 309, a homer, 26 RBI. Switch hitter bats left-handed, and the pitch from Garcia, strike 2 on the inside corner. And the count is a no balls and 2 strikes. And Garcia, his first appearance against Salt Lake this year, largely because we are seeing Salt Lake for the first time, at least this series. Outfield well around to the left, and Garcia winds at his 0-2, and Willits takes a fastball inside, ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Garcia lost his last start. That was right here on Tuesday night against Tucson, back on May 31st. Works out of the windup in his 1-2 pitch, and Willits takes a breaking ball outside. 2-2. Game in which Fresno lost 8-1. He went 6 innings. Did Garcia, allowed 8 hits, 5 runs all earned. He walked 2 and struck out 3. Willits waits. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Garcia from the middle of the rubber comes back, and Willits swings and hits one back a second and on in the center field, a base hit. Salt Lake, as they have done early, they have jumped on Grizzlies pitching. And Willits opens the ball game with a 2-strike single. Salt Lake scored 2 runs in the first inning here on Saturday night. Had a double in the first inning yesterday. Granted, did not score in that inning, but started to pull away early enough yesterday with runs in the second, third, and then the fifth. So now here is my series tourists, who led off the other night's game with a triple. Willits good speed at first, being held on by Santos. And James Garcia, sidestep offering to East Tourists is high for a ball, 1-0. East Tourists, again, another switch hitter, batting left-handed, and even 400. No homers, 4 runs, batted in. Again, trying to hazard just his rehab numbers. Obviously, here to get back to the big club. Trying to rehab from a strained left hamstring. Willits at first, and Garcia kicks and deals, and East Tourists looks at a fastball for a strike on the outside corner, 1-1. Brian Harper is the third base coach and manager for the Salt Lake Bees. And over at first base, sitting instructor Jim Eppert. Willits, 14 steals. It's a team high. He's been caught 8 times. Holding him on is the first baseman Santos, and a throw over, and Willits back safely standing up. So Willits, by the way, with that base hit now, 20 straight games in which he has reached base safely on either a hit, a walk, or a hit by pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Snap throw to first, and Willits back safely with a dive. Now the Bees, game 3 for them of an 8-game road trip. The 4 here, and then they go to Tucson for 4. They'll have the off day in Tucson. 1 ball, 1 strike. Outfield deep and straight away for East Tourists. Wide open stance from the left side to get another throw over, and Once again, Willits back safely with a dive. Now, Turris has been with Salt Lake since May 29th to rehab, and then been on the DL for over a month, about 5 weeks. April 24th was placed on the DL. 1-1 pitch on the way, and Turris looks up and away, ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. And the Bees and Grizzlies will see each other a total of 16 times during the regular season. We'll still have another homestand against Salt Lake, and the Grizzlies will still have 2 trips to go to Salt Lake. Willits from first, a little bigger lead this time, and Garcia ready to go. His 2-1 on the way. Willits goes. Turris swings away and pops this one up. Third base side, Malo in foul territory. Backpedaling, reaches out with one hand, well back of the bag in foul ground and well back of the coach's box, and he makes the catch. Willits back to first, and that is the first out of the game. And here is the center fielder in Darren Erstad. Hey, Grizzlies fans, the Central California Blood Center needs your help to assure a strong blood supply is ready if needed. Please call 559-224-2900 and ask for a Central California Blood Center or mobile site closest to you. So here is Erstad, left-handed batter, again here on rehab, trying to get back from a right ankle problem. There goes Willits, pitch taken outside, throw to second base in time, and Willits is out. Throw taken by the new Grizzlies shortstop, Jose Flores, right on the second base side of the bag. Close play at second, and Willits tagged out. And that is the second out. So 2 out, nobody on. Willits caught for the 9th time this year. Again, 2-6 on the caught stealing. The count to Erstad. You know, honestly, I'm not sure if they call that a ball or a strike. And it looks like it is a ball, according to the home plate umpire. So 1 ball, no strikes to count to Erstad. 1 for 9 here in the series. Again, his injury, right ankle irritation, has been on the DL since May 1st. The 1-0 from Garcia. The fastball outside, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. And the Major League Baseball draft is tomorrow, and Erstad, hard to believe it's been 11 years since he was the number 1 pick overall. 2-0 on the way, and Darren takes a strike on the outside corner, 2-1. Erstad drafted by the Angels in 1995. The number 1 pick in the entire country. Outfield well around to the left. Garcia winds in his 2-1, and Erstad takes way outside, ball 3. 3 balls and a strike. And Erstad went to the University of Nebraska, was the punter and kicker for the Huskers football team. 3-1 on the way to Darren. Fastball, and that's a strike on the outside corner, 3-2. Here's a guy that's punted and kicked in the Orange Bowl. He's also been part of a world championship team. We don't need to tell you who the Angels beat in 2002. I think most of you know. 3-2 pitch on the way, and Erstad swings weakly to breaking ball in the outer half of the plate for strike 3, and he is out. And so are the Bees in the first inning. No runs hit, and nobody left. We've played half an inning on this Monday from Fresno. It is Salt Lake nothing. Fresno coming up on 1550 AM Sporting News Radio.
Here at Hyundai's Proving Grounds, we subjected our Tucson and Santa Fe to a series of grueling all-weather trials. Now it's your turn to drive. Announcing the Hyundai Challenge, a bold invitation to compare our award-winning SUVs to Honda and Toyota. With Hyundai, you get quality backed by America's best warranty, 10 years, 100,000 miles, and you save thousands. The versatile Tucson, the family-friendly Santa Fe. 2 more reasons to visit our best proving ground. Your Hyundai dealer. See dealer for limited warranty details.
Want to see a Grizzlies game up close and personal? Check out the new suite located next to the home dugout. Perfect for a group of 10 to 14 people, the dugout suite offers an unparalleled view of the game, a fully catered meal, and private waiter or waitress service at your seats. With the seats being closer to home plate than the pitcher, experience the game from the player's perspective. For more information on the dugout suite, please call 320-HIT or visit FresnoGrizzlies.com.
Hey, Grizzlies fans, stay up to date and follow the latest about your team with FresnoBee.com sports section. Visit FresnoBee.com for a complete team schedule, roster, and photos of your favorite Grizzlies players. FresnoBee.com, your home for all the Grizzlies news and scores. Don't forget to sign up for our free email news bulletin and get updates on breaking news during the day. Have the top local and national news, sports and business headlines delivered to your inbox twice a day. Stay in the know with FresnoBee.com.
Catch Tony and the gang on Sportsline weekday mornings 7 to 9 and afternoons 3 to 6 here on 1550.
1550 KXEX Sporting News Radio.
On the mound tonight for the Salt Lake Bees, right-hander Stephen Shell. We go to the bottom of the first from downtown Fresno. Salt Lake nothing and Fresno coming up. Shell, capital S-H-E-L-L, 6'5", 190 pounds. He's 23 years old, grew up in El Reno, Oklahoma, which is in the Oklahoma City region, and his first year with Salt Lake. So Fred Lewis leads it off, and Jose Flores and Daniel Erdmeyer face Shell, who was out of the windup high leg kick in the first pitch, is lifted foul just over the backstop and into the Superview seat, strike one. And the count is a no balls and a strike. Shell was born in Longview, Texas. That's up in the northeast part of the state, about maybe half an hour from Shreveport. The 0-1 pitch on the way, breaking ball low inside, ball 1-1. Actually, it's a little further than that. I should know that. I've driven through Longview countless times. It's about an hour from Shreveport, but right along the I-20 belt through the Arklatex, and then Mitchell grew up in Oklahoma. The 1-1 pitch to Lewis. Swing and a drive, pretty well hit right center field. This ball is going, and this ball is gone. Home run, Fred Lewis, a leadoff homer, 1-0 Fresno. Home run number 4 for Lewis, 17th run batted in. A deep drive out toward right center. The right fielder Pride went over to have a look, as did the center fielder Erstad, and it bounced into the parking lot out in center field. Now Lewis, that's his second leadoff home run this year, had one in Portland back in April. Well, here's the newcomer to the Grizzlies, right-handed batting Jose Flores. Shell out of the full windup delivers, and Flores looks outside, ball 1-0. Flores traded from the Indians to the Giants today for a player to be named later. The 1-0 pitch on the way to Jose, swinging a pop-up right at the shortstop. He's Tourist standing in the shadows and on the dirt portion of the diamond. He makes the catch, one down. 1-0 Fresno here in the bottom of the first, and here is the center fielder, Daniel Erdmeyer. Flores was at AAA Buffalo in the Cleveland system, where he had 262 with a homer and 16 runs batted in for the Bisons, or Bisons as they are in western New York. So here is Erdmeyer. Switch hitter bats left-handed. Shell out of the windup. Again, big leg kick on the right side, and he misses inside for a ball, 1-0. In Shell, 2-2 this year. 3.73 ERA entering play tonight. 7th start, 8th appearance overall. Out of the full wind-up, the 1-0 pitch, change-up, but Erdmeyer swings and misses. Pitch down and in, strike one, 1-1. Erdmeyer, switch hitter, bats left-handed, 253. 3 homers, 25 runs batted in. Most of the field in shadows now as Shell kicks and deals, and Erdmeyer looks at strike 2 on the outside corner. Count is at 1-2 strikes. Now the home run by Lewis, it's the first time the Grizzlies have led in this series. The 1-2 pitch on the way from Shell, and Erdmeyer takes way inside, right around his belt buckle, ball 2. 2 strikes. In Shell, first year at AAA, third round pick by the Angels in 2001. Working quickly, and the 2-2 on the way, and swinging a foul to plate by Erdmeyer. He falls down, bounces right back up, and has to hobble around a little bit toward the first base line. Patrick Service, the Grizzlies trainer, along with Fresno manager Shane Turner, have to check on Erdmeyer, who wears a protective shin guard right over his right foot. But he is bending, holding both hands on his knees, and that didn't look too pleasant. 1-0 Fresno, bottom of the first inning. For the first time ever, you have a chance to help your favorite Grizzlies get to the AAA All-Star Game this July. First time in minor league history, fan votes will help determine the starters for the AAA All-Star Game. Log on to FresnoGrizzlies.com, PCLBaseball.com, or MILB.com to vote for your favorite Grizzlies and register for a chance to win a trip to the 2006 AAA All-Star Game in Toledo. The voting runs through June 23rd. Should be a fun event that night in Toledo, Ohio. Now, meanwhile, Ordmeyer able to walk that one off. And he'll get back in the batter's box in a moment. Fresno will run home, courtesy of a leadoff home run by Fred Lewis, his fourth of the year. Shell, last year at AA Arkansas, was 10-8. ERA at 4.57, 27 starts. He's primarily been a starter in his pro career, was drafted out of high school. He winds in his 2-2 pitch, and Ordmeyer swings and drives this one toward left center into the shadows that way. That's going to carry him almost to the warning track. The center fielder Erstad has to track it down, and Ordmeyer will hobble into second base with a stand-up double. Now, so much for being shaken up off that foul ball. Ordmeyer a double to left field. Here in the bottom of the first inning, Fresno 1, Salt Lake nothing. And here is Todd Linden, and Shell in disgust slams the rosin bag down, and you can see the powder seeping right through the old sock with the rosin in it, kicking up just back of the rubber. Now here is Linden, switch hitter, bats left-handed. 237, a homer and 7 runs batted in. Outfield deep and straight away. Laid at second base by Ordmeyer. Look back at second by Shell, and the pitch to Linden, breaking ball low, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Shane Turner is the third base coach and manager for Fresno. And over at first base, hitting instructor Jim Bowie. Fresno 1, Salt Lake nothing, bottom of the first. Chad Santos on deck. Look back at second by Shell. Ordmeyer leads there, the 1-0 pitch, and Linden swings, and this one high in the air toward the line and left. On the run is Willett, slides, but won't get there in time. It's a foul ball. The ball lands just back of the Salt Lake bullpen. 1 ball, 1 strike. Shell, a winner in his last start. That was at home on Wednesday night against Tacoma. He went 6 innings, allowed 9 hits, 4 runs all earned, walked 1, struck out 3. Series in which Tacoma and Salt Lake split in 2-2 this year for the right-hander from El Reno, Oklahoma. Lead at second by Ordmeyer. A ball and a strike to count to Linden. And Shell delivers, and Todd takes a breaking ball for a strike on the inside corner. And the count is at 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the Grizzlies, coming into the night, through the first 2 games in this series, had only managed 6 hits. So now they have 1/3 of that in this inning alone to the first 3 batters. 1-2 on the way, breaking ball, strike 3 called on the outside corner to Linden, and he is out. So 2 down, first strikeout for Shell. Ordmeyer holds at second, and here is the first baseman, Chad Santos. Grizzly Stadium, 324 to left field, 385 to left center, 400 to straightaway center, 380 to right center, and 335 down the right field line with that 4-foot fence. For the most part, a 10-foot fence all the way around, but out in left field it kicks up to about 13 feet. Here is Santos. Michelle looking back at second and now deals to Chad, who swings late at an 84-mile-an-hour fastball, misses strike 1, 0-1. Shell's fastball will top out at about 90 to 91. He'll mix a curveball and a changeup. Santos, team leader in home runs with 9, team leader in RBIs with 38, comes in at 254 and swings and misses at a changeup, strike 2, and the count is at no balls and 2 strikes. So the Grizzlies trying to get a game here in this set, which has been dominated by Salt Lake. Outstanding starting pitching, outstanding hitting. And there's a reason why they're in first place. No balls, 2 strikes. Shell back to the plate, and Santos looks outside for a ball. And the count is at 1 ball and 2 strikes. With the designated hitter, Adam Shabala, waiting on deck. So Shell we see tonight, then we see the Cy Young Award winner from the American League tomorrow, and that is Bartolo Colon. A 1 ball, 2 strike pitch on the way, and Santos swings and misses at a high fastball for strike 3. He is out, and so are the Grizzlies. But Fresno a run in the first on the home run by Fred Lewis, 2 hits and a runner left. On we go to the second. It's 1-0 Fresno on 1550 AM Sporting News Radio.
For 60 years, you've included Best Western in your family's summer vacation. To say thanks, the Best Western hotels of California, Hawaii, and Nevada are offering you a limited edition $50 Best Western travel card and up to 20% off your stays with our baseball fan rate. Experience the best summer ever with the best Western hotels of California, Hawaii, and Nevada. Because when you stay any 6 nights with us through August 19th, you'll receive a $50 travel card to use toward a future Best Western stay anywhere in the world, including the 338 hotels in California, Hawaii, and Nevada. And save up to 20% off with our baseball fan rate. Visit us today at bestwesternbaseball.com or call 866-743-8738. Remember, book the baseball fan rate and save up to 20%.
The 2006 Fresno Grizzlies aren't always playing baseball at Grizzlies Stadium. During their downtime, you can catch them playing the official gaming console of the 2006 Fresno Grizzlies, Xbox 360. Xbox 360 is the most powerful video game and entertainment system out there, delivering the best games, the next generation of premier Xbox Live online gaming services, and unique digital entertainment experiences that revolve around you. Xbox 360, available now at your local retailer. Jump in at Xbox.com for more information.
Don't miss Tony and the gang on Sportsline, weekday mornings 7 to 9 and afternoons 3 to 6 here on 1550.
1550 KXEX, Sporting News Radio.
On to the top of the second from downtown Fresno. Fresno 1, Salt Lake nothing. Doug Greenwald with you. 1550 AM, Sporting News Radio, and Howie Kendrick leads it off. Facing the right-hander James Garcia, who is out of the windup in his first pitch to Kendrick. Slider swung on a missed, strike one. No balls and a strike. A run, 2 hits, no errors for Fresno. No runs, a hit, no errors for Salt Lake. Middle third of the order, Kendrick, Gorneau, and Mathis face Garcia, who winds at his 0-1 pitch. Kendrick swings, drives this one deep towards center. Ortmeyer on the run, and this ball is one hop off the green padded fence. Kendrick on his way to second base, and he opens the top of the second with a stand-up double. Kendrick, once again, making it look easy. Already with 3 home runs in the series. And Kendrick had 3 hits here on Saturday, 2 yesterday. That's his 6th hit now in this series. So he is now 6 for 10 in the series. He's already scored 5 runs. He's got 5 RBIs. I mentioned the 3 home runs. In fact, the 2 home runs he hit here the other night, the second of the home runs, was the 1800th home run in the history of this current Salt Lake franchise. So Kendrick at second. Here's the designated hitter, Nick Gorneau. And the first pitch from Garcia runs inside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. There's the expression, a guy is a hitting machine, and that is what Howie Kendrick is. I saw him a little bit at spring training with the big club, and obviously the first time this year we've gotten to see Salt Lake. A 1-0 pitch on the way. Fastball to Gorneau, taken for a strike on the inside corner, 1-1. And I've heard so many things about him, but no question that, as the guys like to say, he can rake. Gorneau, who can rake, 297, 8 home runs, 46 runs batted in, the team leader in both those categories. The 1-1 pitch to Nick. Breaking ball, swung on a missed, strike 2, 1-2. And forget the fact that he's the team leader in RBIs. He is the league leader in RBIs. Then he's got 46. Nelson Cruz of Nashville has 44. He is second in the league. Kendrick at second base. The second baseman, Hansen, trying to keep him close. Outfield, medium depth, not terribly deep for Gorneau, but does possess quite a bit of power. A 1-2 pitch from Garcia, and Gorneau swings and misses at a high fastball, 88 miles an hour for strike 3, and he is out, 1 down. No, he fails to advance Kendrick. Second strikeout for Gorneau, for Garcia. 1-0 Fresno. Here is the catcher in Jeff Mathis. Time to strike out, taste loss. Pick up a great tasting, less filling Miller Lite with half the carbs of Bud Light. So if you're tired of taste loss, go to PreventTasteLoss.com. Take the Miller Taste Test Challenge. Miller Lite, official beer of the Fresno Grizzlies. Garcia kicks and deals, and the first pitch to Mathis is popped up out in the shallow right field. Who's going to get this one? Linden on the run. Makes a sliding catch to the line. Kendrick tags from second on his way to third. The throw not in time. Kendrick dives in safely. A great play by Linden, and heads up running by Kendrick right there. He saw that whoever was going to catch it, it was going to be awfully tough to try and throw him out because Linden, his momentum was carrying him toward foul territory. If it had been the second baseman, Hansen, he had his back to the play, and Kendrick with good speed able to tag up and move to third. But the Grizzlies get the out in exchange for the 90 feet. 2 away. Mathis flies to right. Fresno 1, Salt Lake nothing. Here in the top of the second, here is the first baseman, Mike Elward. 252, a homer and 11 runs batted in. Holds that bat right on the end, parallel to his belt, and the breaking ball from Garcia is taken for a strike on the inside corner, 0-1. Sort of looks like Elward is sitting on a bar stool holding a baseball bat. Bends those knees, but not too deeply. Stands pretty far back in the right-hand batter's box, native of Clearwater, Florida, right around Tampa. Garcia's 0-1 pitch, and Elward takes at the belt, strike two. No balls, 2 strikes. Elward in this series, 2 for 8 with an RBI and a walk. He was hitting .365 at Double-A this year in Arkansas. No balls, 2 strikes to count. Kendrick, hands on his knees as he leads at third. Outfield around to the left. No balls, 2 strikes, and James Garcia deals, and Elward takes a breaking ball, and that is just outside. Ball 1, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Curtis Pride waiting on deck. Now, most of the field in shadows still. There are a few specks of sun scattered throughout the field. For example, right off the 385-foot sign in left center, you can see some sun. The 1-2 from Garcia. Elward takes up an in, ball 2, 2-2. And then the warning track out in right center field between the 380 and 400-foot sign. That's splashed with sun, and then a few specks of sun out in shallow left center field. But plenty of daylight here at the beautiful downtown Grizzlies Stadium. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and Garcia kicks and deals, and Elward takes strike 3, or he went around, said the home plate umpire. I thought it was a called strike 3, but the plate umpire pointed at Elward, and that is all. So the Bees waste a leadoff double, 3 strikeouts for Garcia, no runs, a hit, and a man left. And after an inning and a half, it's 1-0 Fresno, 1550 AM Sporting News Radio.
David Sunflower Seeds is proud to support Little League Baseball throughout the San Joaquin Valley. During the 2006 season, they're giving 3 Babe Ruth League teams the chance to win a private 2-hour clinic with Grizzlies players. Cal Ripken Division teams in Fresno and Kings County, Districts 2 and 3, Rookie Division and higher, can enter to win by collecting David Seeds UPC symbols from .75-ounce packages and larger. Each UPC is worth 1 point, with the teams that collect the highest point total by May 31st winning the baseball clinic. Other prizes include autographed Grizzlies merchandise, tickets to an upcoming game, David ball buckets, and seeds. No purchase necessary. Contact your Babe Ruth League president for official contest rules.
This week, before your busy schedule becomes even more hectic, the Central California Blood Center is asking you to please take just an hour of your time and donate. This time of year, emergency room usage often rises due to recreational accidents and additional travel and vacations. We need your help to assure a strong blood supply is ready if needed. Please call 559-224-2900 and ask for a Central California Blood Center or mobile site closest to you. Your gift of life can make all the difference for patients in Valley Hospital.
Tune in to Tony and the Gang on Sportsline, weekday morning 7 to 9 and afternoon 3 to 6, here on 1550.
Hi, this is Pat Philippone. You're listening to the Fresno Grizzlies on 1550 Sporting News Radio.
Adam Chabala leads it off as we move to the bottom of the second inning. 1-0 Fresno. Doug Greenwald with you on 1550 AM Sporting News Radio. Fred Lewis, a leadoff homer for the Grizzlies, and that's the difference in the game right now. Feel free to join us. We're online tonight. Grizz Radio at AOL. That's Grizz, Grizz Radio at AOL. You can email us or instant message us. Adam Chabala, Juan Melo, Jed Hansen. 6, 7, and 8 face the right-hander Stephen Shell. Fresno 1, Salt Lake nothing. Now Chabala to lead it off, and Shell out of the windup kicks and delivers, and Adam looks at a fastball for a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Chabala at .319, 1 homer, 24 runs batted in. Outfield medium depth and straight away. Shell out of the full windup kicks and delivers, and a breaking ball. This is outside, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. And Shell drafted out of high school, and he was just 18. Third round pick by the Angels. The 1-1 on the way, and Adams swings and misses at an 86-mile-an-hour fastball, strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Shell turned 23 back in March. And the scout who signed him, a guy that used to play in the Angels organization, named of Kevin Ham. 1-2 to Adam, fastball outside, ball 2. 2-2. Shell spent 2 years at Rancho Cucamonga, 03 and 04 with the Quakes. So continuing to work his way up through the system. He winds at his 2-2 pitch, and Adams swings and misses at a breaking ball down and in for strike 3, and he is out. So going back to the first inning, that's now 3 straight strikeouts for Shell. One down here in the home half of the second. It's Fresno 1, Salt Lake nothing. Here's the third baseman and Juan Malo. Well, Shell has been known to struggle through his first innings. And struggled a little bit in the first tonight, but only allowed the home run to Lewis. So now Malo digs in, and Shell out of a full windup, kicks and delivers a fastball, and Juan looks outside, ball 1-0. Malo averaged 263 through his first 10 games with Fresno, a homer, 6 runs batted in. Outfield medium depth and straight away. Shell out of a windup deals, and Juan Malo a grounder toward first, far to his right. Elward has momentum carrying him toward second, but able to underhand the ball to the pitcher Shell, coming over to step on first for the 3-1 putout. So 2 away here in the bottom of the second inning. Fresno 1, Salt Lake nothing. And here is the second baseman, Jed Hansen. When the Fresno Grizzlies are not on the field, you can usually find them playing Xbox 360, the official game console of the 2006 Fresno Grizzlies. Now here is Hansen, right-handed batter, a home run yesterday, accounting for the only Fresno run. 246, 5 homers, 16 runs batted in. Each team with 2 hits, but the Grizzlies have a 1-0 advantage. Shell out of a full windup, kicks and delivers a fastball, and that is taken for a strike on the outside corner. Count is a no balls and a strike. Justin Knadler waiting on deck. Third baseman Kendrick back of the bag, just off the line. The 0-1 on the way. And Hansen takes a breaking ball for a strike on the outside corner. And the count is at 1 ball and 1 strike. Shell started the year at Arkansas. Actually, he spent all of last year there, but he began this season there. The 0-2 breaking ball, that is inside for a ball 1-2. And Shell was 1-2 this year with the Travelers in 3 starts, had an ERA at 4 even, and then promoted to Arkansas, or promoted to Salt Lake around April 20th. His 1-2 pitch, and Hansen swings and just gets a piece of one, fouls one right to Justin Knadler, waiting in the Grizzlies on deck circle, first base side. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Gentle breeze blowing out toward right field tonight here at Grizzlies Stadium. Shell out of a windup from the middle of the rubber deals, and Hansen swings and swats one high and foul right side into the Superview seats, and the count holds at 1-2. Ballpark seats 12,500, located right in downtown Fresno. Ballpark opened in 2002. Have a pool party tonight out in the Wildwood Oasis pool in center field. The 1-2 pitch, sliding away outside, ball 2, 2-2. Got a handful of fans in the bleachers tonight out in left field. Same in the right field seats just inside the foul pole. This quiet Monday evening here in the Valley. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Shell back to the plate, and Hansen takes a fastball just outside. Ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The Grizzlies 24-33 this year. Recently had won 6 in a row and cooled off a little bit by Tucson. The 3-2 pitch, and Hansen swings and grounds one back to third and past the diving Kendrick and on down the left field line, back of the Salt Lake bullpen. Willits, the left fielder, has to pick it up right up that wall where it corners, if you will, into the right field or into the left field corner. Wall just sort of runs out down there, and Hansen has himself a 2-out stand-up double. Well, he is aboard. Second double for the Grizzlies tonight. 3rd hit overall. Fresno 1, Salt Lake nothing. And here is the catcher and Justin Knadler. Again, feel free to join us. We're online tonight. Grizz Radio at AOL, Grizz, Grizz Radio at AOL. You can email us or instant message us. So here's Knadler, 194, 2 homers, 8 runs batted in. Hansen hands on his knees as he leads at second in the first pitch to Knadler. Ground ball right up the middle, center field, base hit. Shane Turner's going to wave. Jed Hansen to the plate, and he will score easily standing up as Erstad's throw comes in toward the second baseman Smith, standing just back of the bag. 2-0 Fresno. So give Knadler his 9th run batted in. I'm sure that pleases his family listening tonight back in Springfield, Illinois. Had a very nice email from his father, John, who I know listens to the games, and I know Justin Ellis has some family in West Palm Beach, Florida, who listens. 2-0 now, Fresno. Top of the order up for the second time now for the Grizzlies. It's Fred Lewis. He homered to open the Grizzlies portion of the game. His fourth of the year. Shell comes home, and Lewis swings and misses at a breaking ball, strike one. No balls and a strike. And Adler, 2 steals. He has not been caught. Fresno 41 for 62 in steal attempts this year. Outfield medium depth and straight away. Shell comes set. There goes Knadler. The pitch to Lewis, low outside. Throw to second base, not nearly in time. Throw was taken by the shortstop, Tourist, on one hop right in front of the bag, and then the ball got loose a few feet back a second. So Knadler in safely with a slide, and that's his third steal in as many attempts for Knadler. So man at second now, and not a bad idea there to steal second base with 2 out. Count to Lewis is at 1-1, and Shell deals, and Lewis swings and fouls onto the screen, 1-2. And what I mean by that is, sure, you don't want to risk running yourself out of an inning, but even if Knadler had been thrown out, 1, you still have a 2-0 lead, and B, at the very worst, you have Lewis, who's prone to leading off anyway. He would have been leading off the third. And this way, with Knadler being safe, now a chance for another run. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and Shell back to the plate, and Lewis takes low and in. That is the ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. With Jose Flores waiting on deck. And 2 more games, including tonight in this homestand, and Wednesday, a rare off day at home, and then the team will go to Colorado Springs Thursday. See the Sky Sox for the first time. The 2-2 pitch to Lewis, breaking ball. Tap back a second and throw to center field, a base hit. Knadler touches third, and he will come to the plate easily standing up. 3-0 Fresno. So the stolen base pays off. So Fred Lewis, his second run banded in tonight. 3-0 Grizzlies. Lewis now with 18 RBIs. And here's the shortstop, Jose Flores. The Grizzlies now with 5 hits through just an inning and 2/3 against Shell, after having a total of 6 hits through the entire first 2 games of this series. So now Flores, who pumped the shortstop in the first, again just traded from Cleveland to San Francisco today in a minor league deal for a player to be named later. Jose, just in time to face Salt Lake. This is a team that he has absolutely dominated. Has a 101 career hits against the Salt Lake franchise. Right-handed batter, there goes Lewis. Flores takes inside, throw to second base is in time, and Lewis is out with a slide. Throw taken by the second baseman Smith, 2-4, and Lewis, for just the 4th time this year, caught stealing. Grizzlies add 2 more runs on 3 hits, no errors, and nobody left. We go to the third. It's Fresno 3, Salt Lake nothing on 1550 AM Sporting News Radio.
Ka-ching, 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 cash. Ka-ching.
Want to turn that car, that antique chair, that certain had-to-have-it, but now a hated gadget into quick cash? You can do it with a classified ad in the Fresno Bee.
Classified quick cash. Take it up and in no time flat. The Bee can sell it just like that. Quick, 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 quick cash.
Turn your unwanted items into quick cash with a little help from the Bee classified ads. With just one call to 442-4442, you can reach nearly 500,000 Bee readers. Then get ready for that phone to start ringing.
Now you know just what to do. Call 442-4442 and get quick, 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 quick cash.
Turn the things you don't want into something you do. Quick cash. Call the Bee Classified at 442-4442 and place your ad today.
If you're looking for a night of upscale hospitality, then look no further than the newly renovated Owner's Suite. The Owner's Suite is the largest suite available at Grizzlies Stadium and can hold up to 30 people for your next meeting, company gathering, or special occasion. Equipped with private waiter-waitress service, upscale menu options, a flat panel television, and a bumper pool table. Call 320-HITS to reserve your priority date. You can also see photos and pricing information at FresnoGrizzlies.com.
Tune in to Tony and the Gang on Sportsline, weekday mornings 7 to 9 and afternoons 3 to 6, here on 1550.
You found the only place in the Valley to hear Fresno Grizzlies baseball. Your local sports leader. 1550 Sporting News Radio.
Curtis Pride leads off the top of the third. Fresno 3, Salt Lake nothing. Doug Greenwald with you on 1550 AM Sporting News Radio. And James Garcia out of the windup. Kicks and delivers, and Pride looks at a fastball inside, ball 1-0. Pride, Smith, and the top of the order for Willits, 8-9-1. Face Garcia. Curtis Pride, 309, 2 homers, 18 runs, batted in. Garcia back to the plate, and Pride looks outside, ball 2, and the count is at 2 balls and no strikes. Downfield well around to the left for Pride. Grew up in the Washington, D.C. area, now lives in West Palm. Pride in the series, 2 for 8 with an RBI. The 2-0 pitch to Curtis, up and away, ball 3 from Garcia. And the count is now at 3 balls and no strikes. Pride, and a guy who's had big league time. The 3-0 pitch, Curtis takes a fastball outside. The 4-pitch, well, apparently not. Late strike call. And it's going to be 3-1. Boy, Pride already threw the bat toward the third base Salt Lake dugout, was headed down toward first, and the umpire at the last moment said strike 2. Count is at 3 balls and a strike. Again, Pride big league time with Montreal, Detroit, Atlanta, Boston. 3-1 pitch, and Curtis takes. Strike 2 on the outside corner. Almost tried it again. This time held on to the bat. So 3-2 the count now to Pride. He's looked at 5 pitches. And Pride, and a guy that is well recognized for his disability of being deaf. There have been features on him, including Dan Rather on CBS's 48 Hours did a piece on him. 3-2 pitch. Pride takes. And that is way outside, ball 4, and Pride held on to the bat, made a motion as if he was going to toss it back, looked up back at the umpire, and finally tossed it. And the pitch was nowhere near the strike zone. It was well outside, and Pride just waited an extra second there. So a walk to Pride to open the top of the third. 3-0 Fresno, and here is the second baseman, Casey Smith, with Pride at first base. Very good speed. And the pitch to Smith, and he drops a bunt foul toward the backstop, strike 1-0-1. Pride 10 steals. He's been conscious once. Curtis Pride, who's 37 years old, you never know it by his ability to steal bases. Smith did not play yesterday. 303, no homers, and 12 runs batted in for the former Troy University ball player in Alabama. Troy, Alabama, located not too far from the Georgia border. No balls, 1 strike. Garcia delivers, and Smith looks outside in the dirt. Ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. On deck, the top of the order in Willits. Smith looking down to this third base coach and manager Brian Harper. A treat to get to talk to Brian Harper the other day. And it's been about 12 seasons in the major leagues. And here's a guy in Harper. Again, we talked about this on the interview, was the catcher in Jack Morris's 10-inning 1-0 shutout win over the Atlanta Braves in the 91 World Series, who, without a doubt, had the best seat in the house, anybody in the world for that. A 1-1 on the way to Smith, fastball, outside, ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. And then his pitching coach, Charles Nagy, he was on the mound in Game 7 of a World Series. In the 11th inning in the 1997 World Series when the Indians lost to the Marlins. 2 balls and a strike. Pride from first, and the pitch to Smith. And that is high, ball 3. 3 balls and a strike now, and Garcia in jeopardy of putting the first 2 runners on walks here. Already walked Pride, now count to Smith at 3-1. So what are the chances of that? 2 coaches, or managers, if you will, on the same minor league staff who both participated in the very last moments of Game 7 of a World Series. Nagy allowed the game-winning hit to Edgar Renteria in 1997. That's what won the World Series for the Marlins that year. And then Harper behind the plate when the Twins won it. 3-1 on the way. Pride goes. Smith takes, and that is inside. Ball 4. Back-to-back walks issued by Garcia, and that will draw a visit from Fresno pitching coach Trevor Wilson. Well, Hartford technically wasn't behind the plate when the Twins actually won that game, but he was behind the plate for all of the defensive innings for Minnesota. That game was won on a sacrifice fly. I don't know if it was actually a sac fly. It was a fly ball single by Gene Larkin who won it. Scored former Fresno State Bulldog and former Fresno resident Dan Gladden. So runners at first and second now for the Bees with nobody out. Fresno 3, Salt Lake nothing, but now Salt Lake will go to the top of its order for the second time for Reggie Willits. He singled to right field back in the first inning. The Fresno Bee is offering internet access for just $12.95 per month. You can sign up for a full year and pay just $10.95 a month. Sign up at FresnoBee.com or call 1-800-910-0233 and receive 2 free tickets to a Fresno Grizzlies home game. So now Willett stands in. He's going to single his first time up to open the ball game, and then was caught stealing. Bunt situation. Melo, the third baseman, on the lip of the grass, as is the first baseman Santos, and Garcia deals, and Willett pushes a bunt, a good one, third base side. Garcia up with it, has one play just in time to the first baseman Santos to get Willett. So Pride will go to third, Smith to second, and Willett, he is out. So one down. And here's the shortstop, my series, Turris. 3 runs, 5 hits, no errors for Fresno. No runs, 2 hits, no errors for Salt Lake. So Pride at third, Smith at second. We'll see if the scorekeeper rules it a sacrifice. These Turris popped to third base back in the first inning. Infield's back, and Garcia to the plate, and my series, Turris looks at a strike on the outside corner. And the count is at 0-1. And he's Turris we saw with Edmonton a couple of years ago, and that has earned his way up to the big leagues as a utility player with the Angels. The 0-1 pitch to Mysier, that is outside for a ball. Count is at 1 ball and 1 strike. He's Turris is 5'8", 160 pounds, 25 years old, from Barquisimeto in Venezuela, but does have big league time with the Angels and with the Expos. Runners at second and third. 1 out on the 1-1 from Garcia. Turris takes up and away ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Turris was traded right after the 2004 season from Washington, which of course was Montreal, with outfielder Juan Rivera, and a deal that sent Jose Guillen from the Angels to the Nationals. Turris originally was in the Cleveland system. 2 balls, 1 strike. And James Garcia kicks and delivers. Turris swings and grounds one to first. Santos up with it. He'll take it to the bag to get the shutout on Turris. But coming in to score is Pride on the 3 unassisted putout. Smith goes to third. Give an RBI to Turris, and it's now 3-1 Fresno. Turris' 5th RBI on rehab. So one of the walks comes back to hurt Garcia. And here is Erstad for the second time. He struck out swinging back in the first inning. Erstad, a very funny interview he did with Channel 24 last night. I had a chance to see that. Lead at second base lead at third by Smith, and pitch to Erstad. Fastball taken for a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. One of the questions that was asked was, Darren, did you know where Fresno was? Or did you know where it was before you got here? And he laughed and said yes. He played in a baseball tournament at Fresno State for 2 straight years when he was playing at the University of Nebraska. No balls and a strike. Garcia comes home, and Erstad swings, pokes one towards second. To his left, Hansen gobbles it up and throws from the lip of the outfield grass to get Erstad. And the top of the third is over. A run for Salt Lake on no hits. And a man left. We go to the bottom of the third. It's Fresno 3, Salt Lake 1, 1550 AM Sporting News Radio.
Emergency hotline, can I help you?
Yes, I need help.
All right, sir, what's the problem?
I can't taste my beer. I feel it in my mouth, but there's no taste.
Okay, sir, this is what I want you to do. Put the bottle down and step away from the beer.
Okay.
Walk straight to the corner store and pick up a 6-pack of Miller Lite.
Okay.
Don't worry, it's going to be all right.
Next time, try the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less filling, Miller Lite. Miller. Good call.
Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Live responsibly.
I couldn't swallow
swallow.
I have frequent heartburn, and that always hurts. Up under the head. GERD. GERD. Gastroesophageal reflux disease. So I went to a free 1-hour seminar.
And learned treatment options.
And all those changes that could help. Community medical centers.
It could change your life.
Call 459-2229 to attend a free seminar that explains options for treating GERD. That phone number again is 459-2229.
Don't miss the Tony Bruno Show weekdays from 9 to noon here on 1550 Sporting News Radio.
Fans, don't forget to check out the Coca-Cola Kids Zone located in both the Tulare and Inyo plazas at Grizzlies Stadium. Take some swings in the batting cage, scale the rock climbing wall, or get a chance to win an authentic Major League Baseball jersey at the Mojo Speed Pitch. 8 attractions await you, including an inflatable maze and obstacle course. The Coca-Cola Kids Zone is your source for entertainment away from the field during the 2006 season.
1550 KXEX, Sporting News Radio.
We go to the bottom of the third inning. Fresno 3, Salt Lake 1. Doug Greenwald with you on 1550 AM Sporting News Radio. And Jose Flores returns to the plate where he was when Lewis was caught stealing in the second. Steven Shell out of the windup in his first pitch to Flores, and that is taken at the letters for a strike 0-1. Flores, Ortmeyer, and Linden, 2, 3, and 4. To face Shell, who is out of the windup in his 0-1 pitch, and Jose takes a fastball outside, ball 1, 1-1. Well, good to see Jose Flores, a guy that I've known for a long time, but has never been on a team in which I've covered. A nice visit with him before the game. Welcome to Fresno, the 1-1 pitch, and Jose swings and pops this one up, foul territory. First base side, Elward still backpedaling, and not too far from the Fresno bullpen. Elward, the first baseman in foul ground, makes the catch. 1 down here in the bottom of the third. Fresno 3, Salt Lake 1. Doug Greenwald with you on 1550 AM Sporting News Radio. Ortmeyer double to left field back in the first inning. Switch hitter, bats left-handed. Elward, or Shell out of the windup deals, and Ortmeyer takes a breaking ball. Low, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. As most of you know, most of the first rounds and second rounds are over in the college baseball NCAA tournament. Fresno State eliminated last night by Fullerton State. The 1-0 from Shell, and Ortmeyer takes strike on the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. But how about 2 of the Big 12 schools eliminated at home? Their own regions, Nebraska and Texas, both ousted. A 1-1 on the way, and Ortmeyer swings at a curve and misses strike 2. 1-2. Ortmeyer from Texas, but not from the University of Texas. When he went to Texas Arlington, but Jose Flores, he went to the University of Texas. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Shell back to the plate, then Ortmeyer chops one to first. Elward plays back on it, grabs the ball right around his black shoe tops, and he'll take it to the bag for the unassisted out. 2 away here in the bottom of the third. Fresno 3, Salt Lake 1. And here is the right fielder in Todd Linden. Special thanks tonight to the Yosemite Falls Cafe for sponsoring tonight's Press Box Food. Located on Ashland, just west of the 99, Yosemite Falls Cafe offers a full-service lounge and serves home-style cooking for all meals from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. every day. Here is Linden in the first pitch from Shell. Breaking ball, swung on a missed strike 1, no balls and a strike. Linden, the first of the 3 strikeout victims for Shell. He was called out looking in the first inning. Outfield deep and straight away for Todd. Where's the white batting gloves? Holds the bat right on the end. The 0-1 on the way, and Linden swings and grounds one to second. A couple of steps to his left for Casey Smith. Straightens up and throws out Linden at first. And the Grizzlies, for the first time tonight, go in order. We move to the fourth. 3-1 Fresno, 1550 AM Sporting News Radio.
So, I had lunch with Susie yesterday at Carl's Jr., and I have to say, the breasts are noticeably bigger.
No.
Oh, yeah. I was pretty surprised by the increase in size.
How much bigger were they?
Well, I'd say at least 25%.
You measured them?
No, but it was pretty obvious.
Wow.
Now, so I said, Susie, am I seeing things, or are those bigger breasts?
You did.
Oh, I did. And she didn't even flinch. No, she just smiled and said her husband loves them.
Well, what guy wouldn't?
Uh-huh. Well, then she said my husband would probably love them, too.
She did not.
Yeah. And then she took off the top to show me how big they were.
For sale? In Carl's Jr.?
Yeah. And I have to be honest. I've never laid eyes on a bigger, plumper, crispier chicken breast in my life.
Bigger is better. Chicken breast, that is. The Bacon Swiss Crispy Chicken Sandwich. With a 25% larger chicken breast than our original crispy chicken sandwich. New at Carl's Jr.
Listen up, Grizzlies fans. Here's your chance to score free tickets to see your Grizzlies in action and get low-cost internet access at the same time. The Fresno Bee is offering internet access for just $12.95 per month. Sign up for a full year and pay just $10.95 a month, and you still get all the perks, including 5 email addresses and unlimited internet access. Call 1-800-9100-BEE or go to FresnoBee.com to sign up today and receive 2 free tickets to a Fresno Grizzlies home game.
Don't miss Tony and the Gang on Sportsline, weekday mornings 7 to 9 and afternoons 3 to 6 here on 1550.
You're listening to the Valley's exclusive home all season long for Fresno Grizzlies baseball. 1550 Sporting News Radio, KXEX Fresno.
3-1 Fresno. We go to the top of the fourth. Howie Kendrick leads it off, but he takes a first pitch high ball 1-0. Doug Greenwald with you on 1550 AM Sporting News Radio. Kendrick, Gorneau, and Mathis 4-5-6 to face Garcia. The 1-0 pitch lifted high in the air into center field. Art Meyer drifting back a few steps, looking into the twilight, and Daniel is there to make the catch. And one of the few times this series the Grizzlies have gotten Kendrick out. 1 down here on the top of the fourth. 3 runs, 5 hits, no errors for Fresno. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors for Salt Lake. And here is the designated hitter, Nick Gorneau. He struck out swinging back in the second inning. Right-handed batter facing the right-hander in James Garcia. His fastball tops out at about 90. He works out of the windup in his first pitch to Gorneau. Fastball, that misses outside, ball 1. And the count is at a ball and no strikes. Rather quiet night here at the ballpark on this Monday evening. The 1-0 pitch, Nick takes inside for a ball. 2 balls, no strikes. And tomorrow we go at 12:05 here at downtown Grizzly Stadium. Bartolo Colon will pitch for the Bees. The 2-0 pitch to Gorneau, and that is low inside, ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes. Grizzlies will counter with Michael Tejera, who is our pregame guest tonight. 3 balls, no strikes. Garcia comes right back from the right side, and Gorneau looks at a strike on the inside corner. Count is at 3-1. It'll be interesting to see where Gorneau ultimately fits in the Angels' plans. The 3-1 on the way, and Nick swings and hits one sharply to third. Grabbed by Melo, 2 hops, all or nothing there as he came up with it, and he throws Gorneau out at first. Good play by Melo. That's one of those where he just scooped at the ball at the last moment, and it, fortunately for one, and the Grizzlies, it fell into his glove. So 2 away here on the top of the fourth. And Gorneau, and the guy is 26 years old, and the Angels certainly still have some hopes for him. But very talented Angels organization. Minor league system is really stacked. Here is Mathis, fly to right his first time, and Jeff looks at a strike on the inside corner. No balls and a strike. Fresno 3, Salt Lake 1. Here on the top of the fourth, Garcia comes back, and Mathis looks inside, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Outfield well around to the left for Jeff with Elward on deck. A 1-1 on the way from Garcia, and a breaking ball, granted foul third base side. And the count is now at 1 ball and 2 strikes to Jeff Mathis, another one of the former number 1 picks on this Salt Lake ball club. You look at Buchek, who is in that category. Jason Bolger, who was the number 1 pick with Arizona, but he's now with the Salt Lake ball club. Trade for Alberto Callaspo in the spring. We just saw Callaspo. 1-2 pitch, and Mathis swings and misses. Foul tips the changeup into the glove of the catcher Knadler for strike 3, and he is out. And Garcia, an easy 4th inning now with 4 strikeouts. First time tonight Salt Lake goes in order. We move to the bottom of the 4th. It is 3-1 in favor of Fresno on 1550 AM Sporting News Radio.
This dining invitation is for those of you who have never been to Fresno's favorite restaurant, the Elbow Room. First, we probably should say welcome to Fresno, because if you haven't enjoyed the pleasure of lunch or dinner at the Elbow Room, you are probably new to town. The Elbow Room is where friends meet friends, whether it's a business lunch, watch a game, enjoy a beverage, or celebrate that special occasion. The Elbow Room is famous for its casual dining, outstanding menu, unsurpassed wine list, plus a staff that caters to your every need. They even have a kids menu, so bring the whole family. The Elbow Room serves continuously from 11 a.m. till midnight and on Sundays until 9. The temperature-controlled covered patio is the dining oasis. Your table is waiting at the Elbow Room. Alm and Shaw in Fresno's Fit Garden Village. Why not enjoy the Elbow Room tonight? Call 227-1234 now for reservations.
Catch Tony and the gang on Sportsline, weekday mornings 7 to 9 and afternoons 3 to 6 here on 1550.
Here at Hyundai's Proving Grounds, we subjected our new Sonata to a series of brutal tests. But the ultimate test is your test drive. Announcing the Hyundai Challenge, a bold invitation to discover Sonata, the mid-size sedan with 6 standard airbags, standard electronic stability control, and America's best warranty, 10 years, 100,000 miles. So before you pay thousands more than you have to on a Camry or Accord, visit our best proving ground, your Hyundai dealer. Safety belts, so if you want to see limited warranty details.
Hi, this is Pat Philippone. You're listening to the Fresno Grizzlies on 1550 Sporting News Radio.
Fresno 3, Salt Lake 1 as we go to the bottom of the fourth. Doug Greenwald with you on 1550 AM Sporting News Radio. And Chad Santos to lead it off, facing Steven Shell, who is out of a full windup. And his first pitch is a breaking ball, taken outside, ball 1. And the count is at 1 ball and no strikes. Outfield deep and straight away for Santos, struck out swinging in the first. Shell comes back to 1-0, and he swings, and Santos and lines one foul into the Superview seats. And the count is at 1-1. Third baseman Kendrick back of the bag, well off the line. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Out of the windup, Shell at his pitch, and Santos takes a breaking ball low, ball 2. Count is at 2 balls and a strike. We're talking before about Brian Harper, the Salt Lake manager. And quite a jump for him, managing a rookie team last year, now at AAA. The 2-1 on the way, and Santos takes up and away ball 3. And the count is at 3 balls and a strike. Managing the Arizona Rookie League team. You're dealing with 18 and 19-year-olds, and you're dealing with guys in their 30s. A 3-1 pitch. Santos lines one foul on the ground, first base side, down toward the Fresno bullpen. And the count is at 3 balls and 2 strikes. That Brian, a guy that wanted to get back at least onto the field after his playing days were done, was the team minister for the Arizona Diamondbacks, but really missed putting on a uniform every day. 3 balls and 2 strikes, and the pitch to Santos, fastball outside, ball 4. A good start for the Grizzlies here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Fresno 3, Salt Lake 1, and here is the designated hitter, Adam Shabala. But Brian, a great deal of experience, and it's a lot of fun to meet guys who have a lot of time in the big leagues. And Brian Harper talking about playing for some outstanding managers, Whitey Herzog, Tom Kelly, Sparky Anderson, Tony La Russa, Chuck Tanner. Here is Shabala, and he swings and grounds on the short. Should be 2. He's tourist to Smith at second for 1. On to first. Double play. Easily turned 6-4-3. Double play. Shabala grounds into his 5th double play of the year. So just like that, 2 out and nobody on here in the bottom of the fourth. Fresno 3, Salt Lake 1. And here is the third baseman, Juan Melo. He grounded to the first base with the pitcher covering back in the second inning. Outfield deep and straight away, and Shell back out of the windup with nobody on deals. Melo, a high fly ball to left field. Willits to his left underneath it is there, and he makes the catch. And just like that, the inning is over. No runs, no hits, no one left. On to the 5th from Fresno. It is Fresno 3 and Salt Lake 1 on 1550 AM Sporting News Radio.
What do guys want in a haircut? Well, Supercuts asks guys everywhere to write in and tell us just that.
So first up, we have Ron from Chicago, who wants a salon that has stylists who listen to him. Well, Ron, it's Supercuts. We're all ears.
Mark from Scranton, you may think you want a salon with wall-to-wall mud, but trust us, you don't.
No.
But Kevin from Cincinnati wants a salon that recommends the right products. Kevin, it's time to start healing at Supercuts.
And while we're at it, Paul from Austin, we know where you live, and now so do the authorities.
Supercuts, every time.
Ka-ching, 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 cash. Ka-ching.
Want to turn that car, that antique chair, that certain had-to-have-it, but now a hated gadget into quick cash? You can do it with a classified ad in the Fresno Bee.
Classified quick cash. Take it up and in no time flat. The Bee can sell it just like that. Quick cash.
Turn your unwanted items into quick cash with a little help from the Bee classified ads. With just one call to 442-4442, you can reach nearly 500,000 Bee readers. Then get ready for that phone to start ringing.
Now you know just what to do. Call 442-4442 and get quick cash.
Turn the things you don't want into something you do. Quick cash. Call the Bee Classified at 442-4442 and place your ad today.
Tune in to Tony and the Gang on Sportsline, weekday mornings 7 to 9 and afternoons 3 to 6, here on 1550.
1550 KXEX, Sporting News Radio.
From Fresno, it's Fresno 3, Salt Lake 1. Doug Greenwald with you on 1550 AM Sporting News Radio. Mike Elward, Curtis Pride, and Casey Smith, bottom third of the order, to face the right-hander. And James Garcia, who is out of the windup in his first pitch to Elward. Slider swung and a missed, strike one, 0-1. 3 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the hometown Grizzlies. A run, 2 hits, and no errors for the visiting Bees. The 0-1 pitch to Elward, swinging a chopper toward third. Melo off the bag, to his left, up with it, throws, and in time to get Elward 1 up, 1 down here in the top of the 5th. Elward retired for the second time now. Fresno 3, Salt Lake 1. Here is the right fielder, Curtis Pride. Supercuts is the official hair salon and a proud sponsor of the Fresno Grizzlies. Call 1-800-SUPERCUTS for the location near you. There's no doubt there are about 25 Supercuts here in the Valley. I think I visited just about all of them. Seems to be like 4 or 5 in one congested area up toward northeast Fresno near Clovis. Here is Pride, and he takes inside ball 1. The count is at a ball and no strikes. I don't mean I've literally visited all 25. I might go for that. That'll be my next goal, is to hit every one of those. But they do a great job, and they're the sponsor of our starting lineups. 1 ball, no strikes to count. Garcia kicks and deals, and Pride takes a strike on the outside corner. 1-1. We're talking about Pride, and here's a guy who has no question overachieved, overcome a disability he has had of being deaf. The 1-1 pitch on the way, and Curtis swings and pops one up foul left side. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And not only has he succeeded on the field, but here's a guy who did go to college at William and Mary, which, no question, one of the most outstanding institutions, and he has a degree in finance from the Williamsburg, Virginia-based school. And not only did he obviously go to school there, but he was a 4-year starter on the basketball team at William and Mary. Now, he didn't play college baseball, but that's because he was already playing in the Met system at that time. They played college basketball, pro baseball, and with the school at the same time. The 1-2 pitch to Pride, and that is low for a ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And he has put together a foundation called Together with Pride to support and create programs for hearing impaired children. And there's a website about that. I'll tell you in a moment. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count. Outfield well around to the left. And Garcia kicks and deals, and Pride takes outside 3-2. Togetherwithpride.org. Again, togetherwithpride.org is the website. But a true success story right there, and a guy that is still living his dream, trying to get back up to the big leagues. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and the payoff pitch, and Pride takes outside, ball 4. Second time he has walked tonight. Third walk allowed by Garcia. Fresno 3, Salt Lake 1. Top of the 5th inning here is the second baseman, Casey Smith. And Pride, 21 years now in professional baseball. And you look at his playing record, it is amazing to see the different places he has been. And yet, still relatively young. 37 years old, could probably go another 2-3 years. So here is Smith. He walked in the third. There goes Pride. Smith swings and lines one right up the middle. Onto the center field, a base hit. Pride will continue to third, standing up. And they started the runner right there, and that ball was lined, almost took the head of Garcia off. Pride goes to third, and Casey Smith has a single. With 3 hits now for Salt Lake. Fresno holding on to a 3-1 lead, but the Bees now with a threat. Runners at the corners with 1 out, and for the third time tonight, Salt Lake will go to the top of its order for the left fielder, Reggie Willits. He is 1 for 1 with a sacrifice. That ball he bunted in the third inning was ruled a sacrifice. That moved Pride and Smith along. So now Willits stands in. University of Oklahoma product. Right at third, Smith at first. Infield looking to turn 2, and the pitch to Willits. Fastball taken for a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Now here's a guy in Willits that has very, very quickly moved up through the Angels chain. Was a 7th-round pick just 3 years ago, 2003, and just 2 years ago was an A-ball. Had some big league time this year with the Angels. But Willits, through and through, a Oklahoman. Went to high school in Fort Cobb, Oklahoma. No balls and a strike to count. Runners lead at the corners. And Garcia faked to third and a fake to first, but was not on the rubber. Fort Cobb, Oklahoma, population of about 650. It's right in the center of the state. No, not quite right in the center. That'd be Oklahoma City, but just to the southwest of Oklahoma City. 0-1 from Garcia, and Willits takes a breaking ball for a strike on the outside corner. Count is at no balls and 2 strikes. With my series tourists waiting on deck. Amazing what baseball can do, and meet guys from all over the world, and big towns, small towns, a lot of fun. And I'm sure Fort Cobb must have been an Army base at one time. No balls, 2 strikes. And back to the plate, Garcia, and Willits looks outside, ball 1. Count is at 1 ball and 2 strikes. And Pride walked. Smith singled. So runners at the corners now for the Salt Lake Bees, wearing the road grade uniforms tonight. Button-down shirts, gray pants, black shoes, black socks, the black cap, gold trim. 1-2 pitch to Willits. Swing and a line drive, snagged by, or attempted to be snagged by Santos. Up with the ball, hands and gets to the Garcia. In time to get Willits by a step. What a bizarre play. Pride will score. Makes it out 3-2. Fresno down to second base. Goes Smith. Looked like at the very first moment that Santos had snagged that ball was ripped. And Santos down to his knees. The ball caromed off his glove. Hands from the second baseman came up with it. Garcia, good hustle, got over just in time to get Willits for the 3-4-1 putout. So 2 down. Willits does get a run batted in. That's his 27th. And that is the second out. Here is these tourists tying run at second on the pitch to Myseer. This is outside, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. The Grizzlies very fortunate to get an out right there. I'll tell you what, if Santos had come up with that cleanly, maybe they could have started a 3-6-1 or a 3-6-3. 1 ball, no strikes. Back to the plate for his tourists, and that is low outside, ball 2 from Garcia. 2 balls, no strikes. Grizzlies with a run in the first, 2 in the second. Salt Lake a run in the third. So far, a run in the fifth. These tourists is 0 for 2 with an RBI. Darren Erstad waiting on deck. Outfield medium depth straight away as Garcia comes set. The right-hander's 2-0 on the way, and his tourist looks up and away, ball 3, 3-0. Fresno in the home white uniforms tonight, the button-down shirts, Fresno logo on the left side, the white pants, the black shoes, the black socks, and the green cap. I'd have to think tomorrow we'll see the Grizzlies in the batting practice top green jerseys. Normally they wear those during the day. 3-0 pitch to these tourists, and that is way outside, ball 4. Second walk in the inning allowed by Garcia, his 4th overall tonight. Fresno 3, Salt Lake 2. And here is Darren Erstad, and Darren is due for a hit. Has just 1 hit in the series, and is overall 1 for 10 in the series. Actually now 1 for 11 in the series. They're going 0 for 2 tonight, and his only hit's been an infield single. Now, Erstad, prior to his injury with the Angels this year, was hitting .238. Field well around to the left, and Garcia's pitch. Erstad takes way up high, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. And again, Trevor Wilson, the Grizzlies pitching coach, out to settle down Garcia. Grizzlies a very tenuous 3-2 lead right now, and Salt Lake, they sit by Erstad, could at least tie the ball game, if not to do better. Coming up here in just a few days, this Thursday, June 8th, it's going to be Party in the Park here at the downtown Grizzly Stadium from 5 to 9 p.m. The AC Miles Band and the Mr. and Mrs. Thirsty Thursday competition will be held here at Grizzly Stadium. Again, that's June 8th from 5 to 9 p.m. Only $5 gets you in right here at downtown Grizzly Stadium. Meanwhile, the home plate umpire have to break the meeting up amongst Trevor, catcher Justin Cadadler, and pitcher James Garcia. Trevor back to the Grizzlies' first base dugout now. There's been no action in either bullpen tonight. 3 runs, 5 hits, no errors for Fresno. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors for Salt Lake. Howie Kendrick on deck. Smith at second, the tying run. He's tourist the go-ahead run at first. And the 1-0 to Erstad. Breaking ball from Garcia. This is low outside, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Erstad, and the number 1 overall pick back in 1995. The 2-0 on the way, and Darren takes up and away, ball 3. 3-0 now. Now Garcia has shown times of struggling throughout his time here in Fresno, similar situations where he will walk several innings, a 3-0 pitch, and that's at the belt for a strike. 3-1, where he'll go through phases of walking a guy, giving up a hit, walking another, and getting a ground ball to score a run. And the Grizzlies bullpen about to get busy now. 3 balls, 1 strike. Garcia comes back, and Erstad takes. That's way outside. Ball 4, and that'll load him up. 5th walk now, charge to Garcia. Smith the third. He's Tourist the second. Erstad on for the first time tonight. And the bullpen gets busy. Looks like right-hander Brandon Villapuerte beginning to warm. So bases loaded now, and you have the league's best hitter at the plate, and Howie Kendrick, who was 1 for 2 tonight. He doubled his first time. Comes into tonight hitting .391. Fresno 3, Salt Lake 2. The Grizzlies with the lead by the slightest of margins. As the pitch on the way from Garcia, and Kendrick takes way outside, ball 1, 1-0, and there's no room to put Kendrick right here, who's already homered 3 times in this series. Runners lead at every base. 1 ball, no strikes, and James Garcia comes back, and Kendrick takes a breaking ball. That hits the outside corner for a strike. Count is at 1-1. Kendrick, the second-rated prospect in Baseball America in the Angel system, 1 behind Brandon Wood, the shortstop in Double-A. 1-1 pitch. Kendrick looks upstairs, ball 2. 2-1. Kendrick, 10th round pick by the Angels. Not even 23 yet. Garcia to the belt. And his 2-1 pitch, and Kendrick takes low outside, ball 3. 3 balls and a strike, and Garcia a pitch away from walking his 3rd straight batter and also forcing home a run. Now Kendrick got to be looking pretty good now at 3-1. Garcia's going to have to get one down the middle. The 3-1 pitch. Kendrick takes a strike at the letters, 3-2. So now the runners will be off right here. The old carousel will be in motion. Smith at third will take off and make the wide turn. He's Tourist from second, Erstad at first. Crowd cheering on Garcia. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. He is set, and now the payoff pitch, and Kendrick swings and pops it up. First base side, foul territory near the Fresno dugout. Santos comes down, makes the catch. Well, you talk about walking on dental floss across the roof of a stadium right there. Facing the league's best hitter in Howie Kendrick with the bases loaded. Was behind at 3-1, and he got him to pop out and foul ground. Great play by Santos, reaching over the dugout rail, first base side. A run for the Bees on 1 hit. No errors. They leave them loaded, halfway done tonight from Fresno. Fresno 3, Salt Lake 2 on 1550 AM Sporting News Radio.
She wanted a baby.
We wanted a baby.
We tried.
Oh, boy, we tried.
Counted days.
Added up minutes.
Charted the moon.
The tides.
And then I realized.
You realized?
We needed
Help!
So I said, let's go check out the Community Fertility Center.
After I mentioned it about 100 times.
I was really impressed that community medical centers have the only level 3 fertility center between Sacramento and L.A.
I explained level 3 is the best.
Well, the fact Community Fertility Center's been around since 1985, has a state-of-the-art embryology lab, and top specialists made them the only choice.
My only choice.
There's a lot more information at valleystork.org.
Yeah, you know how to turn on the computer.
Hey, I know how.
I'm just glad diapers aren't made with pins anymore.
Do something different for your next big event. Take your group to a ball game at Grizzlies Stadium. Whether it's a family gathering, birthday party, company outing, or a night to reward your school, church, or Little League team, group outings at Grizzlies Stadium are unforgettable. Enjoy the Miller Pavilion with a pregame catered picnic and field-level seating. How about a pool party above the center field wall? Or share an upscale night of hospitality in a luxury suite, including access to the exclusive 600 Club. For more information, call 559-320-HITS or go to FresnoGrizzlies.com. Fresno Grizzlies Baseball. Get into the game.
Catch Tony and the gang on Sportsline, weekday mornings 7 to 9 and afternoons 3 to 6 here on 1550.
You found the only place in the valley to hear Fresno Grizzlies baseball. Your local sports leader. 1550 Sporting News Radio.
Bottom of the fifth, Jed Hansen leads it off for the Grizzlies, and the first pitch from Stephen Schell is popped up out of the shallow right field. In comes Curtis Pride, and the right fielder is there, and he makes the catch. One pitch, one out here in the bottom of the fifth. Fresno 3, Salt Lake 2. Doug Greenwald with you on 1550 AM Sporting News Radio. And here is Justin Knabler. And feel free to join us online tonight, Grizz Radio at AOL. You can email us or instant message us, Grizz Radio at AOL. Here's Knabler, an RBI single and a run scored back in the second inning. 3-2 in favor of Fresno. Grizzlies have led throughout. And Schell out of the windup. And the pitch to Knabler. Justin swings and fouls one just past the third base Salt Lake dugout. Strike one. Count as a no balls and a strike. And the Grizzlies, or the Giants, I should say, at home tonight against the Florida Marlins. We'll update you on the scores in the seventh inning. Noah Lowry tonight for the Giants. Noah Lowry almost pitched yesterday in that long ball game in New York. The 0-1 pitch, and Knabler swings a slider and misses strike two. No balls, two strikes. But Giants very fortunate. The game only went 12 innings. Game that had a little bit of everything. No balls, two strikes. Schell deals, and Knabler swings and misses at a high fastball. Strike three, and he is out. So quickly, two down, four strikeouts now for Schell. 3-2 Fresno, and that'll bring up the top of the order for the third time for the left fielder, Fred Lewis. Hey, Grizzlies fans, experiencing taste loss? Next time, try the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less filling Miller Lite, official beer of the Fresno Grizzlies. Here is Lewis, and he looks inside, ball one. Count is at a ball and no strikes. A lot was mentioned about Lastings Millage, the Mets rookie yesterday. The 1-0 pitch to Lewis. Fred swings and fouls one to the backstop. Strike one, 1-1. After tying the home run in the bottom of the 10th inning. It was his first major league home run, and a lot was talked about between innings, between the 10th and the 11th, when he went back out to play right field, how he was giving high fives to the crowd on his way back out there. The 1-1 pitch, breaking ball low to Lewis, ball 2-1. And I've heard both sides of the story, not about what he did specifically, about both opinions of what happened. 2 balls, 1 strike. Back to the plate for Schell, and Lewis takes low. Ball 3-1. Some people were pretty offended by it, or would have been offended by it if they were there, saying, hey, you know what, it's your first home run in the big leagues. Don't showboat and high-five the crowd, especially in a game that you hadn't won and eventually did not win. 3-1 to Fred, popped up foul left side, 3-2. The other side, I heard from some other players, talked about it, said, you know, the guy's excited, said his first major league home run. It came at a dramatic moment. His team was down by a run with 2 strikes in the bottom of the 10th. He tied the game. And he certainly wasn't hot-dogging it around the bases or pointing at the Giants' dugout. 3-2 pitch to Lewis, fastball low, ball 4. Fred on for the third time tonight. A homer, a single, and now a walk. That's the second walk issued by Shell tonight. Fresno 3, Salt Lake 2, bottom of the fifth. Here's the shortstop, Jose Flores, for the third time. But I don't think Felipe Alou, the Giants manager, spoke out about it. But there were some players who felt that there really was no need for a rookie to do that. So here is Flores, and a throw to first, and Lewis back safely standing up. I spoke out about it yesterday. I'm not saying I was offended by it, but saying that I didn't think it was appropriate. But then I also heard the other side of the coin, and I softened my stance on it. So here is Flores. Lewis bluffs, and the pitch to Jose taken low. Snap throw back to first, and Lewis back safely with a dive. Count is at the ball and no strikes to Jose Flores. But one of the members of the Grizzlies I talked to had an opinion about it, saying, you know what? There's usually so much separation at the major league level between fans and players, and that's an example of it not happening, or of an example of a player coming over and say, hey, thank you for supporting me, and thank you for supporting our team when we were down to our last out. I'm glad I was able to help, and I'm going to shake your hand for it. And, I didn't think of it that way, but okay. It's good, and again, good for him. The other side of the coin is, even though, at least publicly, Felipe Alou didn't say anything, and I don't think any of the Giants publicly say anything. If they felt bad about it, they should have felt bad about allowing 2 runs in the bottom of the 10th. That's really where the issue was. I mean, the Giants did come back and win that one in 12 innings. The 1-0 pitch on the way to Flores is taken for a strike on the inside corner, 1-1. But again, Millage didn't just loaf around the bases and point fingers at Benitez or point fingers at the Giants dugout. That would have been a different story. He didn't. He took his trot and kept on trying to right field. And again, congratulations to him. A very exciting moment for a promising player. 1 ball, 1 strike. Again, a throw to first, and Lewis back safely with a dive. Daniel Ortmeyer wetting on deck. Then again, the Mets and Giants don't see each other again this year, at least in the regular season. Felipe Alou, reading the article yesterday, saying it certainly felt like a playoff game. You haven't used just about everybody, except his starting pitchers. 1 ball, 1 strike. Shell to the plate, a fastball up and away to Flores, ball 2. 2 balls with a strike. Now, they were able to at least get Noah Lowry up if there had been a 13th inning, because there was that off day, and Lowry had 4 days off anyway. Could have maybe pushed Jason Schmidt to the start tonight. But the Giants didn't have to worry about it, and tell you what, the way that road trip started, losing the first 2 games to the lowly Marlins, and then taking 3 of the final 4 games, final game of the series in Florida, and then the Mets, of course, they were rained out Friday. They had that long doubleheader. I mean, you're talking about a long 3-game stretch in 2 days. They had to wait about 2 hours to play the first game of that doubleheader. But the Giants had to pull out in late innings, and then the Mets beat the Giants in extra innings in Game 2 on Saturday, and the Giants did long game yesterday. The 2-1 pitch, Flores was swinging a pop-up foul first base side. Down comes Elward, and he makes the catch near the lip of the warning track in front of the Grizzlies dugout. Flores pops out for the 3rd time tonight. No runs, no hits, and a man left. We go to the 6th. Fresno 3, Salt Lake 2, 1550 AM. Sporting News Radio.
Live in the South Valley? Then make sure you check out today's Fresno Bee to find out more South Valley and Visalia area news coverage than ever before. Local columnist Lou Griswold gets the stories behind the story to find out what's really going on in the South Valley 3 days a week. Every day, the Bee delivers the most in-depth coverage of area schools and local sports stories important to South Valley residents. We're your paper every day. To subscribe, call 1-800-877-3400.
The 2006 Fresno Grizzlies aren't always playing baseball at Grizzlies Stadium. During their downtime, you can catch them playing the official gaming console of the 2006 Fresno Grizzlies, Xbox 360. Xbox 360 is the most powerful video game and entertainment system out there, delivering the best games, the next generation of premier Xbox Live online gaming services, and unique digital entertainment experiences that revolve around you. Xbox 360, available now at your local retailer. Jump in at Xbox.com for more information.
Grizzlies fans, check out the completely renovated team store located on the main concourse across from Section 121. With several new merchandise items to choose from and flat panel televisions showing the game, don't miss a pitch as you prepare to dress in style. Be sure to stop by during each homestand for the item of the week. You can also purchase new Grizzlies gear online. Just go to the team website, FresnoGrizzlies.com. The Grizzlies Team Store. Get your Grizz on!
Don't miss the Tony Bruno Show weekdays from 9 to noon here on 1550 Sporting News Radio.
Hi, this is Pat Philippone. You're listening to the Fresno Grizzlies on 1550 Sporting News Radio.
On to the top of the sixth. Good one here tonight. Fresno 3, Salt Lake 2. Doug Greenwald with you on 1550 AM Sporting News Radio. Daniel Ortmeyer, Todd Linden, and Chad Santos face. Wait a minute. That's the Grizzlies. Nick Gorneau leads it off. Let me correct that. Fly ball to center field. Ortmeyer, while on the subject, is right there to make the catch. I apologize for that. Gorneau, Mathis, and Elward here in the sixth inning. And Gorneau flies out to center against James Garcia to open the sixth. 1 pitch, 1 out. Gorneau retired for the third time. Here's Jeff Mathis. 3 runs, 5 hits, no errors for Fresno. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors for Salt Lake. Here's Mathis. He is 0 for 2 tonight. Garcia out of the windup, kicks and delivers, and Jeff Mathis looks outside, ball 1, 1-0. Brandon Villafuerte been warming for some time. Looks like he's ready if needed. Garcia's 1-0 pitch and a fastball, and that is outside for a ball. 2 balls, no strikes. Getting back to the Giants, Moises Alou was supposed to have been activated before the game tonight, and I don't know if he was. The 2-0 on the way. Mathis swings and lifts one high in the air, and left center field. Drifting over is Ortmeyer, so is Lewis, and it's going to be the left fielder, Fred Lewis, about 3 feet in front of the fence out near the shrubs, makes the catch. So Mathis is retired. 2 down here in the top of the sixth. Fresno 3, Salt Lake 2. And here is Mike Elward. Obviously, if Alou had been activated, there had to have been another move somebody down, or maybe somebody on the DL, or someone off the active roster. But I don't know if an official move has been made yet. Alou was expected back tonight. Here is Elward, and Mike takes a strike on the inside corner, 0-1. And that was the question of who it was going to be. Elward tonight is 0 for 2. Garcia kicks and deals, and Elward takes low inside, ball 1, 1-1. Now, Alou is not in the lineup tonight, and you figure if he was healthy, he would have been in the lineup. There's no sense of putting him on the bench if he was ready to go. A guy that normally wouldn't be on the bench. Been out for about a month with an ankle injury. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Garcia out of the windup, kicks and deals, and Elward swings and pokes one, just foul softly, back to first. And the count is at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Often the Giants will activate a player at the very last moment. They'll put him in the lineup, and then at about 6:45, whoever is going back to Fresno or wherever is told at that time, but maybe Alou wasn't healthy enough to go tonight. That's why they kept him on the DL. The 1-2 pitch, and Elward swings, fouls one to the screen right side. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the Giants still with their share of injuries. When you look at Mike Matheny, he's got about another 2 weeks to go with a concussion. And Tim Worrell with a cervical muscle strain, although he should be back in a few days. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count with 2 out, with Pride wetting on deck. Well, that's always the interesting part to guess who would come back to Fresno or who would be taken off the active roster. Infield well around to the left. The 1-2 pitch to Elward, and that is in the dirt from Garcia. Ball 2. Count is at 2 balls and 2 strikes. But the Giants right now coming up on a stretch of games that they really need to win. Now, I know that sounds obvious. You need to win all the games, but against teams with losing records is what I'm talking about. Florida, in town. Pittsburgh comes in for the weekend for 4. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Garcia deals, and Elward looks low, ball 3. And the count is now at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Then after that, interleague play will start. They'll see Arizona for 3, but then they have Seattle, for example, after that in Seattle. And That'll really give the Giants a good idea of where they stack up. A team that's been around 500 all year. The 3-2 on the way from Garcia. Elward swings it, rips one through the hole between short and third and on in the left field. A base hit. So Elward keeps the top of the sixth inning alive with a single. He's now 1 for 3. 4 hits now for Salt Lake. And here is Curtis Pride. He has walked twice, and he has scored twice. And here comes Grizzlies manager Shane Turner. And we'll see if we'll have a pitching change. And Villafuerte should be ready by now, and Shane points to the bullpen with his right index finger. So we have a pitching change. We are in the top of the sixth with a score. Fresno 3, Salt Lake 2 on 1550 AM Sporting News Radio.
This is Jerry Colangelo, chairman of the NBA's Phoenix Suns. I've been an executive in Major League Sports most of my adult life. My teams have won trophies and titles, but the title I am most proud of is that of volunteer. I experienced the great satisfaction that comes from sharing while growing up in an ethnic neighborhood of Chicago. None of us had much in those days, and what we had, we shared. Helping others became part of who we were. Today, I volunteer, and I encourage the members of my teams to do the same, from star athletes to office staff. We all give our time and abilities to worthwhile causes in our communities. Go to volunteer.gov today to find an opportunity to give someone else an assist. Make a difference. Volunteer.
This is President George W. Bush. USA Freedom Corps has a volunteer opportunity that's just right for you. Visit volunteer.gov. When you help your neighbor, you help your nation.
1550 KXEX, Sporting News Radio.
Brandon Villafuerte is the new pitcher for the Fresno Grizzlies. We are in the top of the sixth inning. Fresno 3, Salt Lake 2. James Garcia, 5 2/3 innings tonight. We'll give you his line when it becomes complete, as he's responsible for Elward at first. Villafuerte, 20th game all out of the bullpen. 1 win, 2 losses, and ERA at 4.33. 5'11", 195 pounds, 30 years old. He'll be 31 in mid-December. And he will face Curtis Pride. Now, Elward, the runner at first. No steals. He's been caught twice. Santos will hold him on. And no action tonight at any time in the Salt Lake bullpen. Now, Villafuerte from the first base side of the rubber, a high set position. And now he kicks and deals, and Pride takes a fastball, and that's a strike on the inside corner. And the count is a no balls and a strike. We're talking before I went to break about the Giants, and a team that's been really around 500 all year, 29-27, fourth place, 5 back of Arizona, the Diamondbacks. What a story they've been this year. 0-1 the count as Villafuerte deals, and Pride swings on a chopper past the mound, charged by the shortstop Flores, throws on the run. Pride is safe. Close play at first. Flores did all he could do. The ball was not hit terribly hard. Villafuerte had no chance to get it. And nothing really anybody could have done there. Flores had the best angle for it, but nevertheless, it goes as an infield hit. So Elward goes to second. Pride now the third time he's been on tonight. And that'll bring up the second baseman in Casey Smith. The Diamondbacks 34-22. Second best record in the National League. They've won 4 in a row and just swept the Braves at Turner Field in 4 games. Now here is Smith, and Casey takes down the middle for a strike. Count is a no balls and a strike. Smith perfect tonight. He's 1 for 1 with a walk. Elward at second. Pride at first. Fresno 3, Salt Lake 2. Top of the sixth inning, and Villafuerte kicks and delivers, and Smith looks low, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. We have St. Louis with the best record of the National League, 35-21, and we'll see how well they will react without Albert Pujols for approximately 6 weeks. With the strained oblique, 1 ball, 1 strike. Villafuerte delivers, and Smith takes low, ball 2. Count is a 2 balls and a strike. It's not exactly somebody you can just go and replace. It's not exactly a position that the Cardinals really need to build a lot of depth because they know they're going to have Poulos for, well, a long, long time. 2 balls, 1 strike to count. Villafuerte back to the plate, and Smith swings and pops this one up out into a right center field. Linden comes hustling toward right center, and Todd, the right fielder, is there to make the catch. And the Bees are on the 6th, no runs, 2 hits, 2 left. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It remains Fresno 3, Salt Lake 2, 1550 AM Sporting News Radio.
I couldn't swallow. I have frequent heartburn, and that always hurts. I found out I had GERD. GERD. Gastroesophageal reflux disease. So I went to a free 1-hour seminar. To learn treatment options. And all those changes that could help. Community medical centers. It could change your life.
Call 459-2229 to attend a free seminar that explains options for treating GERD. That phone number again is 459-2229.
David Sunflower Seeds is proud to support Little League Baseball throughout the San Joaquin Valley. During the 2006 season, they're giving 3 Babe Ruth League teams the chance to win a private 2-hour clinic with Grizzlies players. Cal Ripken Division teams in Fresno and Kings County, Districts 2 and 3, Rookie Division and higher, can enter to win by collecting David Seeds UPC symbols from .75-ounce packages and larger. Each UPC is worth 1 point, with the teams that collect the highest point total by May 31st winning the baseball clinic. Other prizes include autographed Grizzlies merchandise, tickets to an upcoming game, David ball buckets, and seeds. No purchase necessary. Contact your Babe Ruth League president for official contest rules.
Tune in to Tony and the Gang on Sportsline, weekday mornings 7 to 9 and afternoons 3 to 6, here on 1550.
1550 KXEX, Sporting News Radio.
We go to the bottom of the 6th. Fresno holding on to a 3-2 lead over Salt Lake. Doug Greenwald with you on 1550 AM Sporting News Radio. Again tomorrow, 12:05 first pitch here at downtown Grizzly Stadium. Bartolo Colon goes for Salt Lake. Michael Tejera for Fresno. I know nobody's complaining about that. Day game tomorrow. And then that leads right into an off day on Wednesday. I don't know what I'm going to do with 2 free nights off. Go find a baseball game somewhere. Here's Daniel Erdmeyer to lead it off, and he swings and rips one to first on one hop. Grabbed by Elward, bobbled it for a moment, had time to recover, reached down to pick it up, and underhands it to the pitcher's shell to get Ortmeyer. 1 down. And here is Todd Linden. We have some changes. Reggie Willits has moved from left field to center field. And Adam Pavkovich, who we normally see at third base, he comes into the ball game to play left field, capital P-A-V-K-O-V-I-C-H. Here is Linden, and he takes low inside, ball 1. And the count is at a ball with no strikes. So again, Pavkovich in left field. He will bat third, so Darren Erstad is done for the night. Count to Linden at 1-0. Shell back to the plate, and Todd rips one to short, but right at the shortstop, East Tourist up for the baseball, and he throws out Linden at first, quickly 2 away. Here in the bottom of the 6th, Fresno 3, Salt Lake 2. And here is the first baseman, Chad Santos. You can receive the Fresno Bee Thursday through Sunday for only $1.96 per week. To subscribe, call 559-441-6233 or 1-800-877-3400. The Fresno Bee, we're your paper every day. Now here is Santos. Shell out of the windup delivers, and Chad takes outside, ball 1, and the count is at a ball with no strikes. 3-5-0 for Fresno, 2-5-0 for Salt Lake. Outfield deep and straight away. The pitch Shell deals, and Santos takes outside, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Grizzlies with a run in the first, 2 in the second. Salt Lake with a run in the third and a run in the fifth. Santos 0 for 1 with a walk. Shell comes back, and Chad swings, drives one deep to left field toward the corner, and this ball is off the wall. It caroms past the left fielder, Pavkovich, back toward shallow left field, and Santos will go into second base with a stand-up double. Well, Pavkovich, normally we don't see him play the outfield, and he chased that ball. Normally an outfielder would know not to chase it that close to the wall because the ball's going to carom past you, but either way there, Santos is going to end up at the second base, not a guy that would normally have had 3 bases. So Chad, a 2-out double. The Grizzlies can use another run here, up 3-2. Here is the designated hitter, Adam Shabala. He is 0 for 2, struck out swinging. Then he is grounded into a 6-4-3 double play. Santos from second. He'll be off on contact. The pitch to Adam. Breaking ball, low inside, ball 1. Count is at a ball with no strikes. Waiting on deck, Juan Melo. Big hole in right center field for Shabala. Holds that bat right on the end. Shells 1-0, and Adam looks low inside, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. And we were talking about Albert Pujols. Not exactly easy to replace 25 home runs and 63 RBIs, and you're barely 2 months into the season. 2-0 pitch on the way. Shell delivers, and Shabala looks outside, ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes. But I think the Cardinals will be all right. They need to get their relief in gear a little bit, but Jason Isringhausen, not a bad guy to have at the back of the bullpen, and certainly very good offensive talent in addition to Pujols. Fastball to Shabala taken for a strike, 3-1. You still have Edmonds and Scott rolling. But that is, the Giants found out last year what it's like not to have Barry Bonds. It's not easy. 3 balls and a strike. Big lead at second by Santos, and Shell's pitch. And Shabala takes, low and in, ball 4. Runners at first and second now. 2-out threat for the Grizzlies. Here is Juan Melo. Catcher Mathis out to hand the ball back to Shell. Melo 0 for 2 tonight. He has gone to the first of the pitcher covering, and he has flied to left field. Yesterday in that Giants game, Jonathan Sanchez, guy that we've not seen in Fresno, he came from AA Connecticut. He earned his first major league win, pitched a scoreless 11th inning, and Jeremy Accardo, first save of the year, a perfect 12th. So here is Melo, and the pitch to Juan, breaking ball low outside, ball 1. Count is at 1 ball and no strikes. Jed Hansen, the second baseman, waiting on deck. By the way, Accardo, mentioned it was his first save of the year, was his first major league save. That sounds like a Jason Stark question right there. Get to it in a moment. The 1-0 pitch. Swing by Melo. Line drive. Center field. Base hit. Shane Turner's going to wave Santos to the plate. The throw from the center fielder Willis is toward third. It pulls Kendrick well off the bag. His throw to second. Melo is out. Well, the run counts. Before Melo was out, Juan went in standing up, and he can't believe it. Well, that is a very, very big out. Because that negates the Grizzlies with a second and third. With Hansen coming up, they at least get a run. Melo gets credit for a single to center field to give him a run batted in. That's his 7th with Fresno. That scored Santos. Shabala goes first to third, but Melo is out. 8-5-4 at second base. Grizzlies a run, 2 hits, no errors, and a man left. And we go to the 7th. Fresno 4, Salt Lake 2, 1550 AM, Sporting News Radio.
Good afternoon. Thank you for calling Brewery. How may I help you?
Hi, I was wondering if I could return my beer for a refund.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, sir.
Well, it's not a big deal. I just bought a 12-pack for me and my friends, and I think they're defective. Like, they didn't have any taste, you know what I mean? Like, the beer didn't tasted like nothing.
And you want to go ahead and return those?
Well, let me ask you this. Does it ever happen where, like, the taste adder guy dozes off or something? Or, oh my gosh, what if he was pulling a prank on us? That's brilliant. Because is there a guy named Pete who works there? Because I got a buddy named Pete who used to glue quarters to the floor to watch people try to pry him up. Hysterical.
Listen, sir,
Well, I'll tell you what. No, thank you very much. I'm just going to go get a 12-pack of Miller Lite instead. I appreciate your help.
If you're going to choose on taste, choose the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less filling Miller Lite. Miller. Good call.
Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Live responsibly.
Catch Tony and the gang on Sportsline, weekday mornings 7 to 9 and afternoons 3 to 6 here on 1550.
Want to see a Grizzlies game up close and personal? Check out the new suite located next to the home dugout. Perfect for a group of 10 to 14 people, the dugout suite offers an unparalleled view of the game, a fully catered meal, and private waiter or waitress service at your seats. With the seats being closer to home plate than the pitcher, experience the game from the player's perspective. For more information on the dugout suite, please call 320-HIT or visit FresnoGrizzlies.com.
1550 KXEX, Sporting News Radio.
Seventh inning, and the first pitch from Brandon Villafuerte to the top of the order, and Reggie Willits is bunted foul to the backstop, strike one. No balls and a strike. Willits, the center fielder, then the shortstop, he's Tourist, and after that, the left fielder in Pavkovich. Top of the order up now for the fourth time for Salt Lake. Fresno 4, Salt Lake 2. We open the top of the seventh. Pitch from Villafuerte, the 0-1, is taken inside for a ball. Count is at 1 ball and 1 strike. We'll try and get a replay of the last play to end the sixth inning. Very bizarre out at second base. Melo trying to take the extra base and was called out going into second after his RBI single. The 1-1 pitch, Villafuerte deals, and Willits a tapper foul first base side. And the count is at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Seen some bizarre calls out at second base tonight, some awfully close calls. But nevertheless, the Grizzlies at least got another run there. So 4-2 Fresno, top of the seventh. Willits is 1 for 2 tonight with an RBI. The 1-2 from Villafuerte, and Reggie swings and hits one on one hop back to the mound. Look what Villafuerte found, a snow cone grab right on the hill, and he throws out. Willits at first, 1 down here in the top of the seventh. 4-2 Fresno, and here is East Tourist for the fourth time. Supercuts is the innovator of quality affordable haircuts. It's now offering quality affordable color services for the whole family. Add some highlights to your hair at Supercuts. So here is East Tourist. He is 0 for 2 with a walk and an RBI, and Villafuerte deals, and Myseer swings and misses at a fastball out of in, strike one. Top of the seventh, time for out-of-town scoreboard. And right now, it is all Giants in San Francisco. Bottom of the fifth, 8-1, Giants lead the Marlins. The 0-1, Villafuerte comes home. He's Tourist grounds this one past the diving first baseman Santos down the right field line. A base hit. Linden over quickly to pick it up in right near the line. And he's Tourist has his first hit tonight. 6 hits now for the Bees. 4-2 Fresno, and here is the left fielder Adam Pavkovich for the first time. Josh Willingham is at his 8th home run for Florida, and Barry Bonds is at his 8th home run for San Francisco. Lifetime homer number 716. So Pavkovich, right-handed batter, 212, 5 homers, 15 runs batted in. Infield looking to turn 2, and Brandon Villafuerte to the belt. Now kicks and deals, and Pavkovich looks outside, ball 1-0. And Noah Lowry on the mound tonight for the Giants, who scored 3 in the second and 5 in the fifth. The Mets at Los Angeles tonight. 2 pretty good teams going at it there. And the Mets lead at L.A. 4-0 bottom of the sixth. 1 ball, no strikes. Lead at first base by East Tourist. Good speed. Villafuerte deals, and Pavkovich swings. Rips this one in the right field. A base hit. East Tourist takes the turn at second, and he will go to third. Linden's throw is towards second base, cut off by the second baseman, Hanson. So East Tourist to third, and Pavkovich, his first hit and his first trip to the plate tonight. And the Bees, a 1-out threat, have runners at the corners, and here is Mr. Trouble and Howie Kendrick as Carlos Hines begins to warm in the Fresno right field bullpen, and Fresno about to, Villafuerte about to get a visit from his pitching coach, again, Trevor Wilson. Carlos Delgado's at his 16th home run for the Mets. Jose Reyes at his 6th. The Mets coming in first place, a 4.5-game lead over Philadelphia in the National League East. Speaking of those Phils, they're in the top of the 8th inning at Arizona. That game tied at 3. Ryan Howard is at his 20th home run for Philadelphia. Bottom of the 9th in Colorado, Pittsburgh 5 and Colorado 2. Rockies fallen back down to earth after a very good first 2 months. Lost 5 in a row, now 7 back in last place against trailing Arizona. Milwaukee, a winner at home tonight over San Diego, 5-2. Chris Capuano, the winner, 6-4 for the Brewers. Beat Clay Hensley, falls to 4-4, and Derek Turnbow his 16th save. Carlos Lee at his 19th home run for Milwaukee. Gabe Gross at his 6th. The Cubs, behind a one-hitter from Carlos Zambrano, blow out Houston tonight in Harris County, which is where Houston is, 8-0. Carlos Zambrano, the winner, now 4-3. Taylor Buchholz, the loss, falls to 3-5. Zambrano not only a one-hitter, but he hit his first home run. So here is Kendrick, 1 for 3, represents the go-ahead run. Villafuerte kicks and deals, and a swing and a line drive, center field, base hit. East Turris will score. Makes it now 4-3 Fresno. To second base goes the tying run, standing up in Paskovich. So 3 straight one-out singles for the Bees. And it's now 4-3 Grizzlies. So give Kendrick his 6th RBI of the series. And overall, Kendrick his 38th run batted in. And here is the designated hitter, Nick Gorneau. So now the tying run at second. Go-ahead run at first. And now Gorneau, who is 0 for 3 tonight, digs in. Fresno 4, Salt Lake 3. Top of the 7th. And the pitch from Villafuerte. Breaking ball, swung out a missed strike, 1-0-1. Washington scored 5 in the 6th at Atlanta, and that was good enough to get past the Braves tonight, 5-4. Levon Hernandez, the winner, 5-5. Beat Tim Hudson, who falls to 5-4, and Chad Cordero, his 10th save. Jeff Francoeur hit his 11th home run for Atlanta. No balls and a strike to count. Outfield well around to the left, and Villafuerte kicks and deals, and Cornell looks outside. Ball 1-1-1. Although I was mentioning earlier, and I forgot to pick up on it, talking about yesterday where Jonathan Sanchez had his first big league win for the Giants. Jeremy Cardo had his first major league save. 1 ball, 1 strike. Villafuerte deals, and Gorneau takes a strike of an ease, 1-2. I was mentioning Jason Stark, the baseball columnist on ESPN and from the Philadelphia Inquirer. Jason probably know, or at least have access to find out, the last time a pitcher, 2 pitchers in the same game on the winning team each got their first win and save in the big leagues in the same game. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Back at second by Villafuerte. And the pitch to Gorneau, and Nick takes low outside, and the ball gets past Knadler. He can't find it. It goes toward the backstop near the Grizzlies on-deck circle, and on the wild pitch, that is a huge 90 feet. Paskovich goes to third, Kendrick to second. And that changes everything here. Now there is no chance at a ground ball double play, at least your conventional forced double play. And now a base hit by Gorneau to the outfield would likely give Salt Lake the lead. Count is at 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Paskovich at third, Kendrick at second. Count to Gorneau is now at 1 ball and 2 strikes. And Mathis on deck, and now Villafuerte with the infield back. The Grizzlies will give, and understandably here, give Salt Lake a tie on a ground out. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch on the way to Gorneau, and Nick swings and misses with a slider out of the strike zone for strike 3. Chase that one. 2 down, a big strikeout there. Runners stay at second and third, and here is the catcher, Jeff Mathis. I was going to say the reason why the infield was back with the 1 out in that situation, because if you bring the infield in and a ball is hard hit up the middle, obviously it's going to go right in the center field. That would more than likely give Salt Lake the lead, and they don't need to do that at that time, and they didn't. Here is Mathis 0 for 3, a chance to give the Bees the lead. The pitch to Jeff, fastball, and that is a strike on the inside corner, 0-1. On the way, that was the first strikeout for Villafuerte. Mathis has flied out twice. He has struck out swinging. Paskovich, the tying run at third. Kendrick, the go-ahead run at second. No balls, 1 strike. Outfield medium depth and straight away for Mathis as Villafuerte set. And his 0-1, and that swung on and driven down the right field line toward the corner, and that is just foul. Wow, that was awfully close of scoring both runs right there. And Linden and nobody had any shot at that. So you take a look at the replay, and fouled by about a foot. That easily would have scored both Paskovich and Kendrick. No balls, 2 strikes. Fresno 4 runs, 7 hits, no errors. Salt Lake 3 runs, 8 hits, no errors. Mike Elward, the first baseman, waiting on deck. Now Now Villafuerte trying to get Mathis right here. Hines should be ready by now in the Fresno right field bullpen. 0-2 the count. Villafuerte kicks and deals, and Mathis takes in the dirt. Ball 1-2. And also that wild pitch during Gourneau's at bat. There's no room for another wild pitch right here. Anything that gets past Knadler would more than likely tie this one up. Grizzlies 4, Bees 3. Top of the 7th inning. And a good ball game here tonight, this Monday evening from the Valley. 1-2 the count. Villafuerte again set. And the right-hander kicks and delivers, and Mathis swings and misses at a slider for strike 3, and he is out. And Villafuerte, good job after allowing the run on the wild pitch. He gets Gourneau and Mathis both on strikeout swinging, and the Grizzlies hold on to the lead. A run for Salt Lake, 3 hits, 2 left. We move to the bottom of the 7th. Stretch time at Fresno. It's Fresno 4, Salt Lake 3, 1550 AM Sporting News Radio.
Here at Hyundai's Proving Grounds, we subjected our Tucson and Santa Fe to a series of grueling all-weather trials. Now it's your turn to drive. Announcing the Hyundai Challenge, a bold invitation to compare our award-winning SUVs to Honda and Toyota. With Hyundai, you get quality backed by America's best warranty, 10 years, 100,000 miles, and you save thousands. The versatile Tucson, the family-friendly Santa Fe. 2 more reasons to visit our best proving ground. Your Hyundai dealer. See dealer for limited warranty details.
Bob, are you still awake?
I can't breathe.
What's wrong?
It's my dad's sinuses.
Oh, Bob.
Are you one of the millions like Bob who suffer from chronic sinus congestion? Now there's help from Carl's Jr. The new jalapeno burger is piled high with extra-strength jalapeno peppers.
Put this in your mouth, Bob.
All right.
Jalapenos contain capsaicin, a chemical that creates a burning sensation so intense it clears congested mucous membranes fast.
I can breathe again.
Oh, Bob.
The new jalapeno burger at Carl's Jr. with pepper jack cheese and spicy Santa Fe sauce. The previous claims are completely bogus. For a limited time at participating restaurants.
Tune in to Tony and the Gang on Sportsline, weekday mornings 7 to 9 and afternoons 3 to 6, here on 1550.
Hi, this is Pat Philippone. You're listening to the Fresno Grizzlies on 1550 Sporting News Radio, KXEX Fresno.
7th inning stretch time from downtown Fresno. Fresno 4, Salt Lake 3. Doug Greenwald with you, 1550 AM Sporting News Radio. Jed Hansen to lead it off, and after that, Knadler. And in the top of the order for Lewis, 8-9-1 to face Stephen Schell, who is out of the windup. His first pitch is a breaking ball that hits the letters for a strike. No balls and a strike. Hansen a double and a run scored in the 2nd inning. The Grizzlies one in the first, 2 in the 2nd, 1 in the 6th. 0-1 the count. Schell back out of the windup, delivers, and Hansen takes a breaking ball for a strike on the inside corner. 0-2. The Grizzlies very fortunate to still have a lead here. No balls, 1 strike to count. And the 0-2 the count, I should say. And Hansen swings with the next pitch and fouls onto the screen. Count holds it, no balls and 2 strikes. The Yankees tonight, all over Boston, 13-5. That game was never in doubt. The Yankees had a 7-run 2nd inning. Josh Beckett, the loss for the Red Sox, lasted just an inning and a third, his shortest game of the year. The 0-2 pitch outside, ball 1 to Hansen. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Beckett now 7-3. Allowed 7 earned runs tonight, 8 overall. He allowed 7 hits and walked 2. The Yankees tonight, 12th straight game with 10 hits or more. The 1-2 on the way, and Hansen takes a fastball outside, 2-2. That sets an all-time franchise record now. Obviously, you think of the Yankees, and that is saying something. Last time they had a streak of even 11 straight games of 10 or more hits. 1937. The 2-2 pitch to Hansen. Jet swings and loops this one toward left center, and that'll fall in front of the left fielder Pavkovich for a base hit. Now Hansen now 2 for 3 tonight. 8 hits now for Fresno to go along with a 4-3 lead over Salt Lake. And here is the catcher and Justin Knadler. The Yankees now go back into first place, a half-game lead over Boston. Mike Mussina, by the way, the winner for New York, now 8-1. Again, back at the loss for Boston, 7-3. Former Fresno Grizzly Doug Mirabelli hit his first home run for Boston. Jason Giambi hit his 16th for the Yankees. Andy Phillips hit his 4th. Here is Ken Adler. He is 1 for 2, an RBI single and a run scored. That was in the second. Hansen from first, and the pitch to Justin shows bunt, and he looks low, ball 1-0. Other American League scores: Baltimore, a winner tonight at home, beat Toronto 4-0. Daniel Cabrera, the winner, 3-2, beat Yosemite High product Ted Lilly, Fresno City College alum, in Lilly, now 5-6. Kevin Millar hit his 6th home run for Baltimore. 1 ball, no strikes to count. Back to the plate, Shell, and Ken Adler takes outside ball 2, 2-0. Tampa Bay, by that same 4-0 score, shuts out the Angels tonight in Tampa. Shields, the winner for the Devil Rays, beat Jeff Weaver. Falls to 3-8. Former Grizzly and Giant Tyler Walker now 10 saves with the Devil Rays. 2 balls, no strikes. Kendrick in on the grass at third, and again, Ken Adler shows bunt, and he looks at a strike. The outside corner, 2-1. Ken Adler, since coming to Fresno about 3 weeks ago, does have 1 sacrifice. Action begins for the first time in the Salt Lake bullpen, and it's right-hander Chris Butchek. 2 balls, 1 strike to count. Fresno 4, Salt Lake 3, bottom of the 7th. Hansen the lead at first, and draws a throw from Shell, and Jed back safely standing up. Top of the 8th in Seattle tonight. Seattle 2, Kansas City 1. Royals 14-40. Worst record in the major leagues. 2-1 pitch on the way from Shell, and Ken Adler drops the bunt up along the first base side. A good job there. Picked up by the first baseman Elward, and he goes to the second baseman Smith to get the force on here, to get the out at first on Ken Adler. Hansen goes to second. 3-4 on the sacrifice. 1 down. 4-3 in favor of the Fresno Grizzlies. And now for the 4th time tonight, Fresno will go to the top of its order for the left fielder, Fred Lewis. And Fred is perfect tonight. 2 for 2, a home run, a single, and a walk. A couple of RBIs. Laid at second base by Hansen. Look back at second by Shell, and the pitch to Lewis. Breaking ball. Taken for a strike on the outside corner. No balls and a strike. Talking about that Cubs game tonight. Mentioned the shutout Houston 8-0. A 1-hitter for Carlos Zambrano. Michael Barrett hit his 7th home run. Jock Jones hit his 11th. And again, Zambrano hit his first for the Cubbies. The 0-1 to Lewis fastball. That's taken to the knees for a strike. 0-2. Flores waiting on deck. Zambrano carried a no-hitter into the 8th inning. And in addition to his home run, he also drove in 4 runs. His home run was a 3-run shot in that 4-run second inning. No balls, 2 strikes. Look back at second by Shell, and now he deals to Lewis. A swing and a ground at first. Elward up with a 2-hopper. Will take it to the bag very quickly, just in time to get Lewis. He didn't have time to toss the ball to the pitcher. Shell getting over. His best effort, or his best angle, was to get Lewis at first, and did by a step. So 2 out. Hansen moves to third. 3 unassisted, and that'll bring up the shortstop in Jose Flores. Score a free Fresno Grizzlies ticket at any participating Carl's Jr. Pick up a 2 for Tuesday coupon and redeem it for a free ticket when you buy 1 for any Tuesday home game. For the best charbroiled burger, the name of the game is Carl's Jr. Now here is Flores, a chance to give the Grizzlies another run. The pitch from Shell, and Jose takes outside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. And Flores grew up in New York City. Went to Brandeis High School in New York. And then now lives in Corpus Christi. The 1-0 pitch from Shell. Flores takes outside for a ball. 2-0. Those of you unfamiliar with Jose's background, certainly no stranger to coming to Fresno as a visitor. He's been with Sacramento, Las Vegas, Colorado Springs. And it's no stranger to either AAA league, the PCL, or the International League. The 1-1 on the way, and Flores takes a breaking ball. Strike 2 on the inside corner, 1-2. He spent time in the Phillies organization in Scranton. This year in the Indians chain in Buffalo. Also has PCL time in the Mariners system in Tacoma. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Runner at third is Hansen. And the 1-2 upcoming from Shell to Flores. Here it is, and Jose takes just outside, ball 2, 2-2. Daniel Ortmeyer wetting on deck. 2 balls, 2 strikes to the count. Now field around to the left for Flores, who had a 2-homer game here a couple of years ago for Las Vegas. 2-2 pitch, and Jose swings and lifts this one high in the air and to right. Pride drifting over to his left is there near the line in fair territory to make the catch. Flores is out, as are the Grizzlies. They hit a man left. On to the 8th. Fresno 4, Salt Lake 3, 1550 AM Sporting News Radio.
For 60 years, you've included Best Western in your family's summer vacation. To say thanks, the Best Western hotels of California, Hawaii, and Nevada are offering you a limited edition $50 Best Western travel card and up to 20% off your stays with our baseball fan rate. Experience the best summer ever with the Best Western hotels of California, Hawaii, and Nevada. Because when you stay any 6 nights with us through August 19th, you'll receive a $50 travel card to use toward a future Best Western stay anywhere in the world, including the 338 hotels in California, Hawaii, and Nevada. And save up to 20% off with our baseball fan rate. Visit us today at bestwesternbaseball.com or call 866-743-8738. Remember, book the baseball fan rate and save up to 20%.
At Supercuts, we pride ourselves on listening to our customers, but there are exceptions. So what are we thinking today, Todd?
Let's shave it, except leave the words Todd Rules in the back. You know, in hair.
I don't think so.
All right. But hey, all my friends pay like $100 for their haircuts, so would it be okay if I did the same?
Yeah, that's not really Supercuts policy.
Oh, I got one. This side leave long, the other side bald. We can call it the 2 sides of Todd.
Saving men from themselves. Supercuts. Every time.
Tune in to Tony and the Gang on Sportsline, weekday mornings 7 to 9 and afternoons 3 to 6, here on 1550.
You found the only place in the Valley to hear Fresno Grizzlies baseball. Your local sports leader, 1550 Sporting News Radio.
On to the 8th, Fresno 4, Salt Lake 3. And the new Fresno pitcher is right-hander Carlos Hines. Mike Elward, Curtis Pride, and Casey Smith, bottom of the order, face Hines. And the right-hander's first pitch to Elward, fastball outside, ball 1. And the count is at a ball and no strikes. The Grizzlies holding on by just a run tonight. Hines, a quick worker, comes back, and Elward takes low outside, ball 2. And the count is at 2 balls and no strikes. For Carlos Hines, he's without a decision through his first 13 games with Fresno. 2-0 the count. Hines back, and Elward takes outside, ball 3, 3-0. And Elward represents the tying run. Outfield around to the left, not terribly deep, and Hines ready to go. His 3-0 pitch, and Elward takes low, ball 4, and a 4-pitch walk to open the top of the 8th inning. Just like that, the leadoff man on. And now here is Curtis Pride. Hines does have a couple of saves. Carlos, 6'3", 190 pounds, 25 years old, from Selma, North Carolina. That's in the Raleigh-Durham area. Meanwhile, Elward is going to come out of the ball game. And the pinch runner is going to be Ryan Buddy. We saw Buddy yesterday as the starting catcher for Salt Lake, and now we see him as a pinch runner for Elward. Well, Buddy at first, and now Curtis Pride, the go-ahead run, stands in. Left-handed batter, and Carlos Hines to the belt. Kicks and deals, and Pride swings and rips one fair past the third baseman Melo, down the left field line. Buddy on his way to third, up with the ball, Lewis. And Buddy will stop at third, and Pride a stand-up double. Well, Pride now perfect tonight, or remains perfect tonight. A single, a double, a couple of walks, and Salt Lake very, very quickly in business. Second and third, nobody out. And here is Casey Smith, a chance to give Salt Lake the lead. And the leadoff walk, 4-pitch walk, and then Pride a first-pitch double. And now here is Smith with the infield back and tie this one up. Or can give Salt Lake the lead, and he is 1 for 2 tonight, a single and a walk. And Carlos Hines kicks and deals, and Smith swings and a grounder to second. That'll tie it up. Hanson to his left up with the baseball, throws out Smith. But coming into score, standing up is Buddy. And in the matter of maybe 90 seconds, we are tied at 4. And not only does that score Buddy, it moves Pride to third with 1 out. So a productive out all around for Smith. Give him a run batted in. And for Casey Smith, that's his 13th RBI this year. And now the Grizzlies have to bring the infield in. Top of the order up now for the 5th time for Salt Lake for Reggie Willits. Willits 1 for 3 tonight, a single, an RBI, and a sacrifice. Infield and outfield well around to the left. 4-4 ball game. Top of the 8th, and Hines kicks and deals, and Willits a check swing. Minor foul left side toward the concourse. And the count is at no balls and a strike. Hines pitched yesterday. He went 1 shutout inning. He struck out 2. A big difference between his situation last night, or yesterday, and the situation tonight. The 3 of the 4 Salt Lake runs tonight come courtesy on walks. The 0-1 on the way, and Willits swings, and a tapper toward first foul, 0-2. Garcia walked the leadoff man in the 3rd, and Pride, he scored. 1 out walk to Pride in the 5th, he scored. A leadoff walk to Buddy here in the 8th, he scored. The other run came in the 7th inning. That was on 3 straight singles. Brandon Villaforte tonight went an inning and a 3rd, allowed 4 hits, 1 run which was earned. No walks, 2 strikeouts, and a wild pitch. Now Hines needs to get a pop out or a strikeout here of Willits. 0-2 the count. He comes home, and Willits swings and lines this one foul down the left field line. Count holds at 0-2. Eric Threets begins to warm for Fresno in the right field bullpen. Mentioned Buchek. Been warming for some time in the Salt Lake pen down the left field line. No balls, 2 strikes. Pride, the go-ahead run is at third base. Fresno 4, Salt Lake 4, top of the 8th, and Willits a tough out, stands in there. 0-2 the count as Hines comes set. And now he kicks and deals, and Willits takes low for a ball. And the count is at 1-2 with the shortstop, my series tourist, wetting on deck. So James Garcia tonight will get a no decision. Stephen Shell could still figure a decision in this one. He's still in there. This pitcher record for Salt Lake. 1-2. The pitch from Hines, and Willits swings and pops the other one up foul left side. Count holds at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Now, Willits a tough guy to strike out. Not quite like Tucson's Alberto Callaspo, a former Salt Lake player, but he has only struck out 30 times this year as Willits. 165 at bats. That's coming into the night. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Again, the infield in. Hines kicks and deals, and Willits swings and lifts one high in the air, right center field. This is going to split the gap, and that is going to bounce over the wall for a ground rule double. But coming in to score is Pride, and Salt Lake, all courtesy of a leadoff walk, leads it now 5-4 here in the top of the 8th inning. First time tonight the Bees have led. Now, there's a reason why teams are in first place, and there's a reason why teams are in last place. And the Bees coming into tonight with the league's best winning percentage at 33-23, a .589 percentage, and able to keep games close and able to strike late. So Willits, a ground rule double to right center field to give him his 2nd RBI tonight. Still just 1 out, 5-4 Salt Lake. Here's these tourists. And Myseer looks at a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. 4-pitch walk to Elward to open the 8th inning. First pitch double to Pride, and they've been run-producing at-bats after that. The 0-1 on the way from Carlos Hines, and these tourists a chopper towards second. Hansen has to play back on it. Throws quickly to get his tourists. Hansen charged it, and then thought, you know what, I better play back on this one. He didn't really have a good angle, and able to make the grab and throw out his tourists. But Willits moves to third. And now Pavkovich stands in for the 2nd time tonight. Single to right field his first time. So now it's up to Hines to at least keep it a 1-run deficit. Salt Lake 5, Fresno 4, top of the 8th. Runner at third base, that's Willits. And Hines from the first base side of the rubber comes set. And now kicks and delivers, and Pavkovich swings and fouls one off the head of the catcher, Knadler, off his helmet, strike 1. Count is at 0-1. Time to strike out taste loss. Pick up a great tasting, less filling Miller Lite with half the carbs of Bud Light. If you're tired of taste loss, go to PreventTasteLoss.com. Take the Miller Taste Test Challenge. Miller Lite, official beer of the Fresno Grizzlies. No balls and a strike to count as Hines comes back. And a fastball, and Pavkovich takes outside, ball one. Count is at a ball and a strike. We have Kendrick waiting on deck, and we know what he's capable of. The 1-1 pitch on the way, and that's swung on and driven toward left center field. Lewis on the run, and he will catch the line drive out. But Salt Lake in the eighth takes the lead. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors. And a man left. We go to the bottom of the eighth. It's Salt Lake 5, Fresno 4, 1550 AM Sporting News Radio.
So, I had lunch with Susie yesterday at Carl's Jr., and I have to say, the breasts are noticeably bigger.
No.
Oh, yeah. I was pretty surprised by the increase in size.
How much bigger were they?
Well, I'd say at least 25%.
You measured them?
No, but it was pretty obvious.
Wow.
Yeah, so I said, Susie, am I seeing things, or are those bigger breasts?
You did.
Oh, I did. And she didn't even flinch. No, she just smiled and said her husband loves them.
Well, what guy wouldn't?
Uh-huh. Well, then she said my husband would probably love them, too.
She did not.
Yeah, and then she took off the top to show me how big they were.
A sale in Carl's Jr.?
Yeah. And I have to be honest. I've never laid eyes on a bigger, plumper, crispier chicken breast in my life.
Bigger is better. Chicken breast, that is. The Bacon Swiss Crispy Chicken Sandwich. With a 25% larger chicken breast than our original Crispy Chicken Sandwich. New at Carl's Jr.
Hey, Grizzlies fans, stay up to date and follow the latest about your team with FresnoBee.com sports section. Visit FresnoBee.com for a complete team schedule, roster, and photos of your favorite Grizzlies players. FresnoBee.com, your home for all the Grizzlies news and scores. Don't forget to sign up for our free email news bulletin and get updates on breaking news during the day. Have the top local and national news, sports and business headlines delivered to your inbox twice a day. Stay in the know with FresnoBee.com.
Catch Tony and the gang on Sportsline, weekday mornings 7 to 9 and afternoons 3 to 6, here on 1550.
1550 KXEX, Sporting News Radio.
For the first time tonight, the Grizzlies come to bat trailing. Salt Lake 5, Fresno 4. We go to the bottom of the eighth. And the new Salt Lake pitcher is right-hander, the Auburn University product, Chris Buchek. 2 wins, 1 loss, an ERA at 7.33. 13th appearance, all out of the bullpen. Ortmeyer, Linden, and Santos, 3-4-5 to face Buchek, who is out of the windup. And his first pitch to Ortmeyer sails high, a fastball 1-0, 90 miles an hour there. 1 ball, no strikes. Ortmeyer is 1 for 3, doubled to left field in the first. Outfield deep and straight away. Buchek out of the windup in his 1-0. And Ortmeyer swings and fouls into the backstop, 1-1. Buchek, 6'5", 200 pounds, 27 years old. He'll be 28 in October. Grew up in LaPorte, Indiana. Now lives in Phoenix, as do most of these Salt Lake players. The 1-1 on the way. Ortmeyer swings and pops one up foul left side, 1-2. So Stephen Shell now in line to be the winning pitcher tonight. He went 7 innings, allowed 8 hits, 4 runs, all earned. He walked 3 and struck out 4. Outfield deep and straight away. Ortmeyer trying to get on here to get this inning started. The 1-2 pitch, and he made a motion at it and takes low, ball 2, 2-2. Ryan Buddy is stays in the ball game. He'd come in a pinch run in the top of this inning. He stays in to play first base for Salt Lake. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count to Ortmeyer. Has 3 home runs this year. Buchek, former number 1 pick by the Angels in 2000, out of the windup in his 2-2 pitch. And Ortmeyer swings and loops one out of the shallow left field toward the line. A base hit. It caroms into the Salt Lake bullpen. Ortmeyer hustles to second base, and he opens the bottom of the 8th inning with a stand-up double. Well, that ball perfectly placed. There was no chance for the left fielder, Pavkovich, to get it. Ball was not hit terribly hard, and not only did it land fair, but then it caromed in the foul ground and back of the Salt Lake bullpen. And a good start for the Grizzlies here in the bottom of the 8th inning. A leadoff stand-up double for Ortmeyer. And now Linden stands in this 5-4 game in favor of Salt Lake. Linden is 0 for 3. Now his job is to at least get Ortmeyer over to third base. Hendrick, the third baseman, even with the bag off the line. Outfield medium depth straight away, and the pitch from Buchek to Linden, and Todd takes a fastball outside, ball one. And the count is at a ball and no strikes. Now Linden hitless tonight. He struck out and has grounded out twice. Ortmeyer at second, good speed. Outfield medium depth straight away as Buchek comes set. And the right-hander kicks and deals, and Linden takes a fastball up and away. Ball 2-0. Chad Santos sweating on deck. Paid crowd tonight, 4,263. Have seen a good ball game. Have seen a close ball game. Salt Lake with two in the top of the eighth has taken the lead, but the Grizzlies have the leadoff man on at second. And now Linden, 2 balls, no strikes the count. Buchek deals, and Todd takes a fastball outside, ball 3. 3-0 now. Grizzlies 0-2 here in this series. 3 balls, no strikes to count. This has been the best chance of any of these games for the Grizzlies to try and win. 3-0 on the way, and Linden taking all the way, looks way outside, and high, ball 4. And the Grizzlies first and second now with nobody out. 5-4 Salt Lake, and here is Chad Santos for the fourth time tonight. Score a free Fresno Grizzlies ticket at any participating Carl's Jr. Pick up a Grizzlies 2 for Tuesday coupon and redeem it for a free ticket when you buy one for any Tuesday home game. For the best charbroiled burgers, the name of the game is Carl's Jr. So now Santos, chance to tie it or give Fresno the lead, and we all know how clutch Chad has been this year in these situations. Double and a run scored in the 6th. He's also walked. He's 1 for 2. Not a guy that is called upon to bunt, but this is a bunt situation. Ortmeyer at second, Linden at first, and Steven Shell delivers, and Santos swings and a ground ball into right field, a base hit. Shane Turner will stop Ortmeyer at third. Up with the ball quickly, the right fielder Pride gets it into the plate, and obviously Shane not wanting to risk anything with Ortmeyer being the tying run and nobody out here in the 8th. Would have been awfully close. So that'll load him up. Ortmeyer to third, Linden to second. Santos is on at first. Bases loaded, nobody out. And now here is Shabala. He is 0 for 2 with a walk. Nobody warming up for Salt Lake. Grizzlies had Freets up earlier. Now it's the left-hander Jack Tashner who's grabbed the baseball. Now Ortmeyer at third, Linden at second, Santos at first. And now the Salt Lake bullpen about to get loose. There are runners at every base, nobody out. Outfield well around to the left for Shabala. Looking any old way to at least more importantly tie the ball game, if anything. Buchek kicks and delivers, and Shabala swings and misses at a high fastball. Strike 1, 0-1. Aside from a triple play right here, the very worst Shabala could do would be to hit into a 1-2-3 double play. Even if he hits into a 4-6-3 double play or a 5-4-3 double play, that would be okay, because that would at least tie the game. So there's really two horrible things Shabala could do, the triple play and the 1-2-3 double play. No balls and a strike. Outfield around to the left, and Buchek from the set now deals, and Adam takes low. Ball 1. Good stop by the catcher Mathis. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ortmeyer doubled to lead it off. He's now at third. Linden is at second. Santos at first. Shabala has hit into a double play tonight. And the catcher Mathis out to walk the ball back to Buchek. Right-hander Jason Bolger warming up for Salt Lake right now. Salt Lake 5, Fresno 4, bottom of the 8th. Salt Lake a run in the 7th to get within 1, and then 2 in the 8th to take the lead. Juan Melo waits on deck. Ortmeyer at third, Linden at second, Santos at first. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. The pitch, Buchek delivers, Shabala takes at the knees. Strike 2, 1-2. Now this is a guy you want in the plate in Shabala who makes contact. and looking just to get at least a run home, at least to tie this one up. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Buchek from the middle of the rubber comes set. The right-hander kicks and delivers, and Chabala takes low, ball 2. 2-2. First place Salt Lake Bees coming into tonight a 3-game lead over Portland in the PCL's Pacific Northern Division. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count. Bases loaded, nobody out. 5-4 Salt Lake. Bottom of the 8th, and Buchek's 2-2. And Chabala swings and misses, strike 3. A pitch on the outer half of the plate, and he is out. Now that's 1 out. Again, it gets progressively more difficult if the first guy doesn't come through. Huge strikeout there. Chabala retired. Second time he has struck out tonight. First strikeout for Buchek, and now Juan Melo in a situation where a double play doesn't do the Grizzlies any good. He had an RBI single back in the 6th, and then was put out trying to go to second base on the throw, and that turned out to be very, very big, because then the Grizzlies would have had second and third with the inning still alive. Instead, the inning was over, even though the run counted. So here is Melo, and the pitch to Juan. Fastball inside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Now, at least with it only being 1 out, Melo can still tie it with an out on a sacrifice fly. Ortmeyer from third, Linden from second, Santos from first. Jed Hansen waits on deck, and Buchek set. He kicks and delivers, and Melo swings and misses at a high fastball, strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Threet swarming for Fresno. I would guess we will see him if the game stays 5-4 Salt Lake. Tashner, I would guess we'd see either in a tie game or if the Grizzlies grab the lead. Now the Grizzlies need to worry about doing that first before either of those pitchers come in. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bases loaded, the pitch on the way, and Melo swings and fouls onto the backstop, strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and now Buchek has a pitch or 2 to play with here. Buchek, a guy that's had brief big league time with Anaheim and went to Auburn University. His father was a minor league player with the Detroit Tigers back in the 1970s. No balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch on the way to Melo, and he takes low, ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Buchek, again, spent 3 years at Auburn, had 25 wins in 61 games with the Auburn Tigers. Had a little bit of big league time this year with the Angels. 20th pick overall in 2000 by the, I say 20th pick overall, that's in the entire country. First round pick again by the Angels in 2000. Again, it's been primarily a starter. Now asked to pitch in late relief here. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch to Juan Melo, and he swings and stays alive as he fouls one just back to the Fresno first base dugout. And the count holds at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Melo doesn't need a hit right here to tie it up. Ortmeyer opened the inning with a double. Linden walked. Santos single to right, moved Ortmeyer to third, and Linden to second. Chabala struck out swinging, and now Melo in a 2-2 count right here. Switch hitter bats left-handed, and Chris Buchek kicks and deals, and Juan Melo swings and again stays alive. Taps one foul into the Fresno first base dugout. And the count remains at 2-2. Both teams on the edge of the dugout rail right now. Salt Lake third base side. Grizzlies, as they've always been in that first base dugout. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count with 1 out. Ortmeyer at third, Linden at second, Santos at first. And the 2-2 from Buchek, and Melo swings, lifts one high in the air into left field. We'll see if it's deep enough. Popkovich is there, makes the catch. Ortmeyer tags from third. He's on his way to the plate. The throw, the slide, he's safe. And now to third base goes Linden. Now to second base goes the runner in Santos, and he slides in safely, and we're tied at 5. Now the catcher, Mathis, thought that he had Ortmeyer. Ortmeyer, as we look at the replay, was clearly safe. Mathis tried to reach around, and while he kept arguing with the umpire, the runners moved up. Linden moved to third, and Santos to second. Well, once the umpire ruled safe, Mathis should have at least just popped up and called time. O'Malo, an outstanding plate appearance there, was behind early in the count at 1-2. Fouled off a couple 2-2 pitches and got the sac fly to tie this one up at 5. So Linden moves to third, not on the throw, but on the fielder's choice because the catcher Mathis chose to hold on to the baseball. Well, I don't know if he chose to hold on to it, but he chose to argue with the umpire. Imps held on to the baseball. So the fielder's choice moves Linden to third, Santos to second. More importantly, the 5-5 game, 2 out, 2 on. Here's Jed Hansen. And the pitch on the way. Fastball taken for a strike on the inside corner, 0-1. So Malo, that's his second run banded in tonight as a Grizzly. Malo now with 8 RBIs this year. Now Hansen could give the Grizzlies the lead in the with a base hit. He's 2 for 3 tonight. Infield back with 2 out. And the 0-1 from Buchek, and Hansen swings and a little dribbler foul to the backstop. Strike 2, 0-2. Totals identical. If you look at the manually operated scoreboard in right field, 5 runs, 10 hits, and no errors. I'm not sure who's manually operating it right now. I know our good friend, Matt Blankenheim, member of the Grizzlies front office. Director of Event Operations was manning it before. The 0-2 on the way to Hansen, a fastball, 91 miles an hour, down to the screen. Count holds at 0-2. Hansen a double and a run scored in the second, a single to left field in the seventh. Well, those runners moving up, when after Mathis was arguing, that's very big because now there's no hope for a force at any base. And then a base hit instead of scoring 1 run would likely score 2. 0-2 from Buchek, and Hansen swings and a ground ball back up the middle. Diving stop by the second baseman. Smith throws to first, not in time. Hansen is safe. Linden scores. Santos will stop at third, and the Grizzlies lead at 6-5. Great effort by the second baseman Smith. He had to give up his body right there. Ball got just past Buchek. Smith tried to smother the baseball, threw from his knees. Linden scored anyway. Santos stayed at third. And if anything, even though the Grizzlies grabbed the lead, at least it keeps Santos at third. So instead of a 2-run single, it's a 1-run single. But Hansen gives Fresno a 6-5 lead. Santos to third. Hansen now 3 for 4 tonight. And give Jed a run batted in. That's his 17th RBI this year. 6-5 Grizzlies. They've come up with 2 runs in the bottom of the 8th. Here's Knadler with runners at the corners. 1 for 2 tonight with an RBI and a sacrifice. And Buchek deals. And Knadler rips one down the left field line. Fair ball. Santos will score. Hansen on his way to the plate. He's going to be waved. Pavkovich, by the time he gets to the ball, 2 runs have scored. A 2-run double by Knadler. 8-5 Fresno. Now that ball placed perfectly down the left field line. And by the time Pavkovich got to it, Santos and Hansen around to score. The Grizzlies a 4-run 8th, lead it now 8-5. Here is Lewis at the top of the order for the 5th time. And the pitch to Fred, line foul into the Superview seats left side. No balls and a strike. Knadler a 3 RBI night. Gives them now 11 since coming back to Fresno about 3 weeks ago. And now Lewis, who is 2 for 3 tonight, a home run, a single, a couple of RBIs. Made it second by Knadler, the 0-1 pitch, and Lewis swings at a change and misses strike 2. And the count is at no balls and 2 strikes. Well, we still have another half inning to go, and we know how dangerous this Angels team, or this Salt Lake team is. No balls, 2 strikes. Jose Flores waits on deck. Buchek to the belt. And his 0-2 pitch, and Lewis made a motion at it and went around, said the third base umpire, who is stationed between second and third, and Lewis is rather upset as he tosses the bat down in disgust. And that retires the side. Second strikeout for Buchek, but the Grizzlies scored 4 runs here in the 8th, sending 8 to the plate on 4 hits. No errors, and a man left. We go to the 9th. It's Fresno 8, Salt Lake 5, 1550 AM Sporting News Radio.
Emergency hotline, can I help you?
Yes, I need help.
All right, sir, what's the problem?
I can't taste my beer. I feel it in my mouth, but there's no taste.
Okay, sir, this is what I want you to do. Put the bottle down and step away from the beer.
Okay.
Walk straight to the corner store and pick up a 6-pack of Miller Lite.
Okay.
Don't worry, it's going to be all right.
Next time, try the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less filling, Miller Lite. Miller. Good call. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Live responsibly.
This dining invitation is for those of you who have never been to Fresno's favorite restaurant, the Elbow Room. First, we probably should say welcome to Fresno, because if you haven't enjoyed the pleasure of lunch or dinner at the Elbow Room, you're probably new to town. The Elbow Room is where friends meet friends, whether it's a business lunch, watch a game, enjoy a beverage, or celebrate that special occasion. The Elbow Room is famous for its casual dining, outstanding menu, unsurpassed wine list, plus a staff that caters to your every need. They even have a kids menu, so bring the whole family. The Elbow Room serves continuously from 11 a.m. till midnight, and on Sundays until 9. The temperature-controlled covered patio is the dining oasis. Your table is waiting at the Elbow Room. Alm and Shaw in Fresno's Fig Garden Village. Why not enjoy the Elbow Room tonight? Call 227-1234 now for reservations.
Catch Tony and the gang on Sportsline, weekday mornings 7 to 9, and afternoons 3 to 6, here on 1550.
Hi, this is Pat Philippone. You're listening to the Fresno Grizzlies on 1550 Sporting News Radio.
We go to the top of the 9th, last chance for Las Vegas. Fresno 8, Salt Lake 5. Doug Greenwald with you on 1550 AM Sporting News Radio. And Jack Tashner on to try and close this one. So the Grizzlies, who were down briefly tonight, 5-4 going to the bottom of the 8th, and now a 4-run 8th have taken the lead. Carlos Sainz, final line for him tonight. He went 1 inning, allowed 2 hits, 2 runs, both earned, walked 1, and did not strike anybody out. So Jack Tashner comes on 3-2 this year, ERA at 3.12, 18th appearance all out of the bullpen. He and Merkin Valdez co-lead the Grizzlies with 4 saves. Here we go to the top of the 9th, and Howie Kendrick to lead it off. It'll be Kendrick, Gorneau, and Mathis 4, 5, 6 to face Tashner. Outfield deep and straight away, and Tashner to the belt. Now kicks and throws, and Howie Kendrick looks inside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Now this is just the time you like to see Kendrick. Nobody on, and your team up by 3. Kendrick 2 for 4 tonight, a double, a single, and an RBI. Holds that down up high from the right side. Tashner's 1-0 pitch, and Kendrick takes inside, ball 2, 2-0. 8 runs, 12 hits, no errors for Fresno. 5 runs, 10 hits, no errors for Salt Lake. A big 2-run double by Ken Nadler, giving the Grizzlies 2 big insurance runs. 2-0 on the way, and Kendrick looks low inside, ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes. Well, the last thing Tashner wants to do is walk the leadoff man. Tashner went the final 2 innings here on Friday night against Tucson to preserve the 2-0 win and shutout for the Grizzlies. He went 2 innings, allowed 4 hits, but struck out 4. 6'3", 200 pounds, native of Milwaukee. 3 balls, no strikes. He kicks and deals, and Kendrick takes that's way outside, and high, ball 4, and a leadoff walk. Back-to-back innings in which the Grizzlies have walked the leadoff man. It led to a 2-run 8th for the Bees, and now we'll see what happens here with Nick Gorneau, who stands in. He is 0 for 4 tonight, right-handed batter. Kendrick, the runner at first, 6 steals. He's been caught 3 times. And Tashner from the first base side of the rubber comes set. And now kicks and deals, and Gorneau, and that is high, ball 1, 1-0, 5 in a row, missed by Tashner now. Fresno 8, Salt Lake 5, top of the 9th. Giants destroying right now Florida 13-1 in the bottom of the 8th in San Francisco. The 1-0 pitch on the way from Tashner, and Gorneau swings and misses at a fastball, 91 miles an hour there. 1 ball, 1 strike. Barry Bonds again his homer tonight. Lance Necro 2 for 4 with 4 RBIs. Randy Wynn 3 for 4 tonight with 3 RBIs. 1 ball, 1 strike. Cashner set. And now he kicks and deals, and a fastball. Gourneau looks at strike 2 on the inside corner. And the count is now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Noah Lowry with the first 5 innings only allowed a run. And Brad Hennessy's gone 3 scoreless after him. I failed to mention one score tonight in the National League. Pass this one up. Cincinnati a winner at St. Louis 8-7. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Tashner deals and Gourneau swings and pops one up foul right side toward the Superview seats. Count holds at 1-2. Esteban Yan, his first win as a Red to go to 1-0. Reds got to Jason Isringhausen for 3 in the 9th, and Isringhausen suffered the loss to fall to 1-3. Todd Coffey his third save. Ken Griffey Jr. home runs 9 and 10. Juan Encarnacion his 8th home run for the Cardinals. Yadier Molina hit his first, and Chris Duncan his second. 1-2 pitch from Tashner to Gourneau, and Nick swings and just gets a piece of one. Fouls a high fastball at the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Philadelphia finishes Arizona tonight. In Arizona, Philly 4, Arizona 3. Aaron Fultz, the winner, 1-0, beat Brandon Lyon. Falls to 1-1, and Tom Gordon, his 18th save. Ryan Howard, 20 home runs now for the Phils. The 1-2 pitch on the way with Kendrick at first. Here it is from Tashner, and Gourneau swings and misses strike 3. A pitcher on his shoe tops, and he is out. So 1 down. Big strikeout there. First strikeout for Tashner. And here is the catcher, Jeff Mathis. Fresno 8, Salt Lake 5. And now Mathis stands in. Hey, Grizzlies fans, experiencing taste loss? Next time, try the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less filling, Miller Lite, official beer of the Fresno Grizzlies. So now Mathis can end this one right here on a ground ball to one of the Grizzlies infielders. Tashner delivers, and Mathis takes outside ball 1-0 with the first baseman Ryan Buddy waiting on deck. Bottom of the 9th in L.A., the Mets 4, Dodgers 1. Willie Ibars hit his second home run for L.A. Third baseman Melo back of the bag, just off the line. The 1 ball, no strike pitch coming up from Jack Tashner. Here it is. Breaking ball low inside, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Well, the Bees need another runner to get the tying run to the play. Nobody warming up in either bullpen right now. It's been Garcia, Villafuerte, Hines, and Tashner for Fresno. Shell and Buchek for Salt Lake. Fresno 8, Salt Lake 5. Top of the 9th inning. Mathis 0 for 4 tonight. Tashner carrying into catcher Canadler. He comes set. Look over at first, but out kicks and deals, and Mathis swings and fouls one to the backstop. Strike 1. 2 balls and a strike. June 5th in the state in baseball history, something that occurred on a date that probably most would remember 129 years ago. Albert Spalding, hence the Spalding baseball, ended his pitching career, well, pitching in the Old National Association. The 2-1 on the way to Mathis high, ball 3, 3-1. Spalding was hit in the chest by a line drive off a batter named Bob Addy and never returned to the mound. Now he continued to play the infield as a player-manager for the Chicago team, and later spent time as the owner of the Chicago national team. 3 balls, 1 strike. Tashner deals, and Mathis swings and misses with a high fastball. Foul tipped it into the glove of the catcher, Canadler. Strike 2, 3-2. But obviously, his greatest fame came as founder of the A.G. Spalding and Brothers Company, a sporting goods store. It's still well in existence today. So we can thank Bob Addy for putting Albert Spalding into the sporting goods business. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Kendrick from first, and the payoff to Mathis, swing and a foul to the backstop. Down holds at 3-2. Fresno 8, Salt Lake 5. Top of the 9th. Kendrick, the runner at first base. See, Spalding 252 and 65. And yes, he is in the Baseball Hall of Fame. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch on the way. The Mathis swing and a pop-up back to first, down the right field line. Could be a tough play on the run. Hansen, he can't get it, but it goes foul. So no play right there. Count holds at 3-2. Good effort by Hansen, good effort by Linden. Hansen went out with his back toward the play, or toward the diamond. Linden came hustling all the way in from right field, but neither could get it. 3-2 the count. Well, Albert Spalding died in 1915. Died when he was 65 years old. That certainly left his stamp on the game. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Again, Kendrick from first. The payoff to Mathis, swing, and a pop-up. This is playable. On the shallow right, out goes Hansen. He'll give way to the right fielder, Linden, and Todd makes the catch. 2 down. Mathis now 0 for 5 tonight. Fresno 8, Salt Lake 5. And Salt Lake down to its last out. Here is Ryan Buddy. He is the last hope for Salt Lake. This is his first plate appearance tonight. Came in as a pinch runner and scored the tying run in the 8th and then stayed in the game to play first. Buddy had an even 200, 4 home runs, and 19 runs batted in. Curtis Pride waits on deck. Tashner trying to get one more out right here. That would give the Grizzlies their first win in this series. Left-hander kicks and delivers, and Buddy broken bat, looper toward the line and left. On comes Lewis, slides, and he makes the catch. The ball game is over. And the Grizzlies win this one tonight, 8-5. Fred Lewis hustling over toward the line, reached as far as he could with his left hand. That's his glove hand, and able to pull it in. And Tashner works around the leadoff walk in the ninth, and the Grizzlies come back late and win this one tonight, 8-5. No runs, no hits, a man left. Fresno 8, Salt Lake 5. Back with the final totals in a moment. 1550 AM Sporting News Radio.
So, hey, Todd, you notice anything different?
Different how?
Well, they're bigger. Well, look.
What's bigger?
The breasts.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Take off that top. Let me see.
All right. Ooh, all right, what do you think? Yeah.
You're right. They're way bigger.
Yeah, they're 25% bigger.
Very impressive.
Yeah, I mean, I liked them the way they were before, but hey, if you can get them larger.
Why not?
Exactly. Hey, you know what? Maybe you should go for the bigger breast, too.
Oh, you think?
Absolutely. But just start with one, see how you like it.
One?
Or 2. Bobby Kaczynski, he's got himself 3.
Bobby Kaczynski's got 3?
Well, he's a big man.
Are you serious?
It works for him.
Wow.
Bigger is better. Chicken breast, that is. The Bacon Swiss Crispy Chicken Sandwich. With a 25% larger chicken breast than our original Crispy Chicken Sandwich. New at Carl's Jr.
If you're looking for a night of upscale hospitality, then look no further than the newly renovated Owner's Suite. The Owner's Suite is the largest suite available at Grizzlies Stadium and can hold up to 30 people for your next meeting, company gathering, or special occasion. Equipped with private waiter-waitress service, upscale menu options, a flat panel television, and a bumper pool table. Call 320-HITS to reserve your priority date. You can also see photos and pricing information at FresnoGrizzlies.com.
This week, before your busy schedule becomes even more hectic, the Central California Blood Center is asking you to please take just an hour of your time and donate. This time of year, emergency room usage often rises due to recreational accidents and additional travel and vacations. We need your help to assure a strong blood supply is ready if needed. Please call 559-224-2900 and ask for a Central California Blood Center or mobile site closest to you. Your gift of life can make all the difference for patients in Valley Hospital.
What do guys want in a haircut? Well, Supercuts ask guys everywhere to write in and tell us just that.
So first up, we have Ron from Chicago, who wants a salon that has stylists who listen to him. Well, Ron, at Supercuts, we're all ears.
Mud from Scranton, you may think you want a salon with wall-to-wall mud, but trust us, you don't.
No.
But Kevin from Cincinnati wants a salon that recommends the right products. Kevin, it's time to start healing at Supercuts.
And while we're at it, Paul from Austin, we know where you live, and now so do the authorities. Supercuts, every time.
Tune in to Tony and the Gang on Sportsline, weekday mornings 7 to 9 and afternoons 3 to 6, here on 1550.
1550 KXEX, Sporting News Radio.
Final score here tonight, Fresno 8, Salt Lake 5. Here are the final totals for the victorious Fresno Grizzlies. Their first win in this series, 8 runs, 12 hits, no errors, 5 left. Salt Lake 5 runs, 10 hits, no errors, 11 left. Carlos Hines, the winning pitcher for Fresno, he goes to 1-0. The loss to Chris Buchek, he falls to 2-2, and Jack Tashner earns his 5th save for Fresno. Time of the ball game, 2 hours 48 minutes, played in front of a paid crowd of 4,263. Stay tuned. The Fresno Bee postgame show comes up next.
Listen up, Grizzlies fans. Here's your chance to score free tickets to see your Grizzlies in action and get low-cost internet access at the same time. The Fresno Bee is offering internet access for just $12.95 per month. Sign up for a full year and pay just $10.95 a month, and you still get all the perks, including 5 email addresses and unlimited internet access. Call 1-800-9100-BEE or go to FresnoBee.com to sign up today and receive 2 free tickets to a Fresno Grizzlies home game.
How would you like to enjoy a Grizzlies game while lounging poolside? Located above the center field wall, the Grizzlies swimming pool offers up to 50 people the chance to cool off during a game. With a minimum of 25 people to reserve, your group can enjoy a fully catered meal with an incredible view of the action. Don't let the hot summer nights get the best of you. Reserve a date in the Grizzlies swimming pool. For more information, call 320-HITS or visit FresnoGrizzlies.com.
She wanted a baby.
We wanted a baby.
We tried.
Oh, boy, we tried.
Counted days.
Added up minutes.
Charted the moon.
The tides.
And then I realized.
You realized?
We needed
help.
So I said,
let's
go check out the Community Fertility Center.
After I mentioned it about 100 times.
I was really impressed that community medical centers have the only level 3 fertility center between Sacramento and L.A.
I explained level 3 is the best.
Well, the fact Community Fertility Center's been around since 1985, has a state-of-the-art embryology lab, and top specialists made them the only choice.
My only choice.
There's a lot more information at valleystork.org.
Yeah, you know how to turn on the computer.
Hey, I know how.
I'm just glad diapers aren't made with pins anymore.
Hi, this is Pat Philippone. You're listening to the Fresno Grizzlies on 1550 Sporting News Radio, KXEX Fresno.
And welcome to the Fresno Bee postgame show. Doug Greenwald with you, following an 8-5 come from behind win tonight for the Fresno Grizzlies. On the night, the Grizzlies came out having only scored 2 runs on a total of 6 hits combined in the first 2 games, and they came out tonight like gangbusters. The very first Fresno batter of the game was Fred Lewis, and he ripped a home run out over the right center field fence for his 4th homer of the year and his 17th run batted in. So it was 1-0 Fresno for Grizzlies starter James Garcia. Then the Grizzlies added 2 more runs in the second inning, all starting with 2 out. Jed Hansen, a double to left. Then Justin Knadler, an RBI single to center, and that scored Hansen. Then after Knadler stole second, Fred Lewis at the top of the order for the second time. He ripped an RBI single, and that made it 3-0 Grizzlies. Salt Lake scored single runs in the 4th, and then again in the 3rd, and then again in the 5th. An RBI ground out by East Tourist scored Curtis Pride, who had walked. That was in the 3rd. Then in the 5th inning, an RBI ground out by Reggie Willits, who was at the top of the order for the 3rd time. That had scored Pride, who had again walked. Grizzlies made it 4-2 in the bottom of the 6th. An RBI single to center by Juan Melo, the 3rd baseman. But then in the 8th inning, Salt Lake came back. They were down 4-3. And then took the lead. Carlos Hines came in, the 3rd Grizzlies pitcher, and he walked the leadoff man, and Mike Elward walked him on 4 pitches. Then Curtis Pride, a first-pitch double. That moved Elward to 3rd. Casey Smith then was up with a chance to tie it, and the Salt Lake second baseman grounded out to second base to Hansen for the Grizzlies, but that scored pinch runner Ryan Buddy, and that made it a 4-4 game. Then Reggie Willits at the top of the order for the 5th time. He came up and on a 1-2 pitch ripped a double to right center field, a ground rule double, and that scored Pride, and that gave Salt Lake a 5-4 lead. So now all of a sudden Salt Lake in the bottom of the 8th for the first time tonight had the lead. Then the Grizzlies came back. Daniel Erdmeyer led off with a bloop double to left field toward the Salt Lake bullpen. Todd Linden walked. Chad Santos then a single to right along the ground. That sent Ordmeyer as far as 3rd, so that loaded the bases with nobody out. The Grizzlies were down 5-4. Adam Shabala came up, a guy that normally gets his bat on the ball, but couldn't that time. He struck out swinging, so that was a big first out against the Salt Lake reliever and losing pitcher Chris Buchek. Juan Melo, and really what I thought was the at-bat of the night, came up, was quickly behind at 1-2 against Buchek. A situation here that Melo at least needed to get a fly ball deep enough, and he fouled off a couple of 2-2 pitches, and he ultimately hit a fly ball to left fielder Adam Popkovich. Not terribly deep, but Ortmeyer tested the arm of Popkovich, normally an infielder, and the throw home was not in time. Ortmeyer slid home safely. The catcher for Salt Lake, Jeff Mathis, got up, argued with the home plate umpire, never called time, and seeing that, Todd Linden went to third, and Chad Santos, the other trailing runner, went to second. So that put runners at second and third for Jed Hansen, who came up, and he ripped a ground ball right up the middle. The second baseman, Smith, dived to at least keep it in the infield, but that's all he could do. That scored Todd Linden, and it gave the Grizzlies a 6-5 lead. So it moved Santos over to third base, and then Hansen was at first, and you knew a 6-5 lead is not much against Salt Lake. So Justin Knadler came up, and this is what he had in mind.
Buchek deals, and Knadler hits one down the left field line. Barber! Santos will start. Hansen on his way to the plate. He's going to be away. Popkovich, by the time he gets to the ball, 2 runs have scored. A 2-run double by Knadler. 8-5 Fresno.
So 8-5, Grizzlies right there, and that was a 3-run lead for Jack Tashner to work with, and it has been pretty clutch of late for the Grizzlies. He came on, walked the leadoff man, Howie Kendrick, on 4 pitches. So now all of a sudden, even though a 3-run lead was being worked with, it still seemed rather tenuous. Nick Gorneau came up. He quickly was at a 3-ball count, but ultimately Tashner struck him out. Then Jeff Mathis hit a shallow fly ball to right field. That was caught by Linden for the second out. Then upset Ryan Buddy, his first time to the plate tonight. He came up, and with Curtis Pride the tying run on deck, that's where Tashner wanted to keep him, and that's what happened.
Curtis Pride waits on deck. Tashner trying to get one more out right here. It would give the Grizzlies their first win in this series. Left-hander kicks and delivers, and Buddy broken bat, looper toward the line and left. On comes Lewis, slides, and he makes the catch. The ball game is over. And the Grizzlies win this one tonight, 8-5. Fred Lewis hustling over toward the line, reached as far as he could with his left hand, that's his glove hand, and able to pull it in. And Tashner works around the leadoff walk in the ninth, and the Grizzlies come back late and win this one tonight, 8-5.
8-5. Fresno wins this one over Salt Lake. So Carlos Hines, even though he relinquished the lead in the 8th inning, is the pitcher of record, gets his first win in the Giant system to go to 1-0, and Chris Buchek, a tough 8th inning, falls to 2-2, and Tashner his 5th save. Final score tonight, Fresno 8, Salt Lake 5. When we get back, we'll look at scores of other ball games and set the scene for tomorrow afternoon, the final game of this homestand. We'll do it in a moment on 1550 AM Sporting News Radio.
Do something different for your next big event. Take your group to a ball game at Grizzly Stadium. Whether it's a family gathering, birthday party, company outing, or a night to reward your school, church, or Little League team, group outings at Grizzly Stadium are unforgettable. Enjoy the Miller Pavilion with a pregame catered picnic and field-level seating. How about a pool party above the center field wall? Or share an upscale night of hospitality in a luxury suite, including access to the exclusive 600 Club. For more information, call 559-320-HITS or go to FresnoGrizzlies.com. Fresno Grizzlies Baseball. Get into the game.
Ka-ching, 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 cash. Ka-ching.
Want to turn that car, that antique chair, that certain had-to-have-it, but now a hated gadget into quick cash? You can do it with a classified ad in the Fresno Bee.
Nothing like quick cash. Make it happen in no time flat. The Bee can sell it just like that. Quick cash.
Turn your unwanted items into quick cash with a little help from the Bee classified ads. With just one call to 442-4442, you can reach nearly 500,000 Bee readers. Then get ready for that phone to start ringing.
Now you know just what to do. Call 442-4442 and get quick cash.
Turn the things you don't want into something you do. Quick cash. Call the Bee Classified at 442-4442 and place your ad today.
1550 KXEX Sporting News Radio.
Final score tonight, Fresno 8, Salt Lake 5, as we welcome you back to our Fresno Bee postgame show. Quick look at the out-of-town scoreboard. As always, we start with the Giants, and they blew out Florida tonight 14-2 in San Francisco. The Giants a 3-run second, 6-run fifth, and a 5-run eighth. Easy night for Noah Lowry, who allowed just 1 run in 5 innings. The former Grizzly now goes to 2-3. Brian Mulder, the loss, he falls to 3-5. And Brad Hennessy pitched the final 4 innings tonight. Gets his first save ever, not just in the big leagues, first save ever in professional baseball. Josh Willingham, his 8th home run for Florida. Barry Bonds, his 8th home run for the Giants, and home run number 716 in his major league career. The Mets tonight, a 4-1 winner at Los Angeles. Carlos Delgado with his 16th home run. Philadelphia squeaks past Arizona tonight, 4-3 in Arizona. Ryan Howard hit his 20th home run for the Phillies. Pittsburgh 5-2 winner at Colorado. Ian Snell, the winner for the Pirates, now 6-3. Cincinnati with 3 in the ninth off Jason Isringhausen wins at St. Louis 8-7. Ken Griffey Jr. homers 9-10 for the Reds. Milwaukee at home beats San Diego 5-2. Carlos Lee his 19th home run for Milwaukee. A one-hitter tonight for Carlos Zambrano. He didn't allow his first hit until the 8th, and the Cubs beat up on Houston tonight 8-0. Zambrano not only a one-hitter, but he had 4 RBIs, including a 3-run homer and a 4-run second inning for the Cubs. His first home run this season. Washington, a winner at Atlanta 5-4. The Nationals scored 5 in the 6th. Jeff Francoeur, his 11th home run for Atlanta. Levon Hernandez, the winner, 5-5 for the Nationals, beat Tim Hudson, who falls to 5-4 for the Braves. Chad Cordero, his 10th save for Washington. American League tonight, the A's were off. Big showdown in the American League was at Yankee Stadium, and the Yankees destroyed Boston early in this one, 13-5. The Yankees 7 in the second, 5 more in the third. Knocked Josh Beckett out after just a little over an inning tonight. I believe it was just an inning and a third. Mike Mussina, the winner, 8-1 for New York, beat Beckett, who falls to 7-3. Former Grizzly Doug Mirabelli, his first home run this year with Boston. Jason Giambi get his 16th home run for the Yankees, and Andy Phillips his 4th for New York. Baltimore at home shuts out Toronto 4-0. Kevin Millar, a home run for Baltimore, is 6th. Daniel Cabrera, the winner for the Orioles, 3-2. Ted Lilly, the former Fresno City College product and Yosemite High School alum, got the loss to fall to 5-6. Tampa Bay at home shuts out the Angels 4-0. Former Grizzly Tyler Walker, his 10th save. Jared Weaver, Jeff Weaver, the former Fresno State Bulldog, the loss falls to 3-8 for the Angels. And Shields now 1-0 for Tampa Bay. Seattle at home beats Kansas City 4-1. Gil Mesh, the winner, 5-4. Beat Michael Wood, he falls to 3-1, and J.J. Putz his 8th save for Seattle. Right here, it was Fresno with 4 in the bottom of the 8th to come back and win 8-5 over Salt Lake. The save of the game tonight went to Jack Tashner. So if you're interested in helping save a life, you can contact the Central California Blood Center at 559-224-2900 and ask for a Central California Blood Center or mobile site closest to you. Again, that's 559-224-2900. Tonight's Carl's Jr. Big League Player of the Game. And tonight that goes to Justin Knadler. Grizzlies catcher was 2 for 3 tonight with a run scored and a very, very big 2-out, 2-run double in the 8th inning, which gave the Grizzlies a 3-run lead and a little bit of breathing room for Grizzlies closer Jack Tashner. So Justin Knadler also threw a runner out trying to steal in Reggie Willett. So tonight, Carl's Jr. Big League Player of the Game, Justin Knadler, for the best charbroiled burgers. The name of the game is Carl's Jr. Final game of this homestand, obviously the final game of this 4-game series, is tomorrow, a business person special 2 for Tuesday, sponsored by Carl's Jr. So come on out, cut work, and come to the ballpark. Visit participating Carl's Jr. restaurants and pick up your 2 for Tuesday coupons. Good for a buy one, get one free ticket special every Tuesday home game except July 4th during the 2006 season. Coupons must be redeemable, or must be redeemed at the Grizzlies ticket office. Again, that's for home games on Tuesday. Tomorrow afternoon, we're going to see Bartolo Colon, the American League Cy Young Award winner from a year ago. He will pitch tomorrow for the Salt Lake Bees. That should be a treat. In Bartolo Colon trying to come back from a right shoulder, an inflamed right shoulder. So he will pitch tomorrow. And Michael Tejera for the Grizzlies, the left-hander, 3 wins and 2 losses. We'll be on the air with the Miller Lite pregame show at 11:45 a.m. First pitch at 12:05. Look forward to seeing all of you at the ballpark tomorrow. As always, I want to thank Mark Temple and everybody at 1550 AM Sporting News Radio for putting this one together. The Fresno Grizzlies front office and FresnoGrizzlies.com for making this broadcast and webcast possible. Final score again tonight. Fresno with 4 runs in the bottom of the 8th comes back to win. Fresno 8, Salt Lake 5. Doug Greenwald saying good night from Fresno.
This concludes another edition of Fresno Grizzlies Baseball. Grizzlies Baseball was brought to you by Carl's Jr., Community Medical Center, the Fresno Bee, Miller Brewing Company, Supercuts, Central California Blood Center, Hyundai, The Elbow Room, Xbox 360, David Sunflower Seeds, and Best Western. Join us again next time for another exciting contest with the Fresno Grizzlies.